gonna prove she's still consensually mine. One day we'll all opt out of the government. It'll crumble under its own dead weight. 'Cause dreams do come true. Darling, I believe in you. I'll always read you ain't out of vain. Come back and tap. I'll mine all the Bitcoin in the world. We'll never turn right or left. Taxation will always be theft. And you'll be my ANCAP girl. Come back and cap. These companies everywhere make me want to hurl. But our love will always be strictly voluntary. And you'll be my ANCAP girl. Yeah, you'll be my ANCAP girl. You'll always be my ANCAP girl.
I look like a deer caught in headlights there.
We're never prepared.
No. This one hair is really irritating me. What's that one hair?
Welcome to Liberty Late Night. I'm Dave.
I'm Mary. Happy
Haircuts
Friday.
are available in our area now.
Yes.
But I heard it's like a 3-hour wait.
Yeah. Well, even more than that, you can't go in. You have to call and make an appointment. You can't just walk in anymore to places. You have to make appointments. So.
Oops. Oh, what did I do?
Is everything okay?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Welcome, Autumn. Thanks for coming in.
Welcome, Autumn. Thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah.
And we had a time zone mistake with
Diego.
Yeah, and
so
he didn't notice we're Eastern time, so he's going to be a little late.
Yes.
So we'll hang out and shoot the poop.
Yeah.
Like we usually do. We're usually on for a few hours anyway, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and we also want to give a shout out to Dennis, who's hanging out with Sean Hatchie.
Yeah, if they're watching,
what's up?
They
also,
are drinking right now.
They are drinking. And hello to everybody who's here, and a happy 40th birthday to Lara. Aaron Kettner, please let her know. Yeah, she's celebrating tomorrow. I knew it was coming up, and I couldn't remember when. And he said in the chat there that it's tomorrow.
Sean Hatchie lost track of Dennis. Well, just tell him we said hi if you see him.
That's cool.
Let's
yeah.
Start saying hi to our friends.
Hi, Fred, Donnie,
You done messed up, Aaron!
Toby. How are you? Yes, Corey, Dave. Nice to see everybody here.
Dave's here?
Yes.
David. We love David.
Do.
And I see Sean Hatchie is commenting now. Okay, but where is Dennis? So.
Okay, Autumn. I know. I saw you react to the post in the new group that I'm in. Well, it's not a new group, but I'm new to it.
New to the group.
Yeah.
New to the group.
So
cool.
Diego, and I think she's a.
You'll have a tall Long Island iced tea. Oh, very nice. I'm drinking tonight.
What's up, Jamie?
Hi, Jamie. Yay. I'm drinking Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Very good. Can't really see all of it because it's a green label, but yeah, super yummy. So.
And I'm not.
And Dave's not drinking tonight.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Probably. Who
Maybe.
knows?
Yeah. He didn't drink last night either, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. My hair's getting
Trying
on my
a new
nerves.
thing.
My hair's getting on my nerves, yeah. Where's my Carwood? I know, we need my Carwood's button.
We got Mike Babalato commenting. Does that count?
Oh, yeah, sure. That'll do.
Whale, whale, whale.
I just love that button so much.
We
Hi,
got
Carl.
a small wombat.
Wow.
Ryan Seifert.
This is a small wombat. This is a small wombat.
We have a
Whale,
button
whale,
for a
whale.
small wombat.
Ryan Seifert's here. We got a...
Ryan?
Hey, Ryan.
This is gonna be the whole show pretty soon. If enough people keep showing up, we're gonna have to make buttons for everybody.
Hi, Kirk. How are you doing? Dennis Reynolds? I don't know. Wait, Dennis Reynolds. Is that from, is that the It's Always Sunny? Is that, no. What's
That's his name, I think, but
And
I don't know if that's a reference.
Yeah. Mine too. Hi, Michaela. How are you doing? I think it's one of my favorite all-time clips ever anyway, and it's just the best button. Which beer looks like a course? What?
You get a button, and you get a button.
Yeah. Oprah of stream buttons, yes. So we set up the little kiddie pool in our backyard today. The kids are really excited, and they just
Working on it,
the
Michaela.
the
Not
water.
really. I keep forgetting.
It's freezing. You know, it's coming out of the hose, and it's cold. And you fill up a big pool, and it just
And they don't care.
They don't care. They're just zzz, you know, their
Yeah.
teeth. They're chattering, and yeah. But it was fun though. So hi, Donnie. I'm drinking beer. I'm good. All right. Yeah, I had one earlier.
That was the second try on that one.
But that was a long time ago. I don't know, like 2 hours ago. But
That one doesn't count.
that one doesn't count. No,
No.
it doesn't count because I had lots of time. What? Oh my gosh, are you serious? Scott Peterson and Lou Bell were hanging out with the
Lou
Fleegers. Wow. Oh, Toby, that was for you. That was a sad little burp. So sad. We had a good day. I'm gonna have to go and check out see if there's pictures because I didn't get to see any pictures, Aaron. Wow, they're really over there then. Wait, because that's like Texas.
Yeah, that's Texas.
Wow. Firestone Walker, what is that now?
Luptonic distortion, 6.6, not bad.
I see. Yeah, so I set up an outdoor toilet for the kids. No, there's a pee spot in our yard.
So sad, Sean. It's marked with a
It's marked with a P. Yeah,
It's like a pirate's logo on a stick or something.
Yeah, my dad he bought a wooden letter P and drilled a stake into it and then painted it yellow and and he said put this wherever you want the boys to pee. Now Jane always tries to pee on, well, used to anyway. Those are fireworks.
Fireworks or boogaloo?
But so
No, it's been all fireworks lately.
yeah, now that she's older, I might be able
What's
to
up,
teach
Tim?
her like how to squat to pee, you know. But before, when she was little, she would just sit on the grass and just pee on the grass, like sit on it and pee around herself.
Yeah.
So
Mary's
let's see.
all about yard stuff.
Yard stuff. What do you mean yard stuff? Yeah.
So-
Hi, Tim.
How's summer going? Warmer weather, outside projects, gardening?
Oh yeah, flowers. Oh, I'm so sad. I really damaged one of my lilies today because I wasn't paying attention, and I threw something over the ledge of the deck, and
Demolished your lilies.
I did. One of them completely fell apart, and anything that wasn't blooming on that one plant it was broken off. All the ones that were blooming had broken off. I was so sad, but the other plant is fine, so I'll have that to look forward to. Plus, next year they'll come back. But
Yeah.
I was still bummed out, though. Because I love to look at my flowers. I talk to them, man. I am like, you guys are cool. Because, like, I can go out and talk to my flowers, and they don't talk back or, like, ask for anything. Like, I water them, and obviously, if they could talk to me, they'd be like, could you throw me some more water?
Donmar?
But, yeah, I like to go out there and, like, pick off what the am I hearing? I'm hearing something. I swear I just heard something upstairs.
Let me go check.
Yeah, would you please? Thanks, Dad.
Alrighty.
Poor Dave, being the man,
Let
you
me-
know? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. Okay, anyway. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. Let's see. Peek and stand for poop, too. No, thanks. They know. The boys know. No pooping in the yard. Although Jane thought there was poop in the little kids' pool today, but it was just leaves that fell to the bottom. So, let's see. I pay the front porch to assert my authority over the hood at night. That's great. I did the same thing, Carl. No, I'm joking. Oh, Sean Hatchie. Hi, Dennis. He's looking for you. Yeah, yep. I have a ghost halo tonight. Oh, I know, right? Ugh. It's probably because of the shirt, and I had my hair back, and then I had little strings of hair coming out, and it was just like green. So, nothing? Okay, I don't know. It was weird what I heard. Oh, it could have been the dishwasher, right? Yeah, take the gun.
What gun?
Raccoons garden my garden every night. Oh, that's not a good thing, though, right? Let's see. Yes, Aaron also says don't forget to take the gun. There you go,
Nun,
Ryan
that's a
Seifert.
good one.
Flowers don't ask for crackers 24/7. Thank you very much.
Aldi's, that's why I go to Aldi's now. They got like 60, 70, 80 cent
yeah.
cracker boxes.
They don't talk back to me. They don't whine at me. I'm just like, ooh. Yeah, what is it with kids and crackers anyway? Especially right after you vacuum, they want to have like crackers and just walk around the house. So
Texas is digressing.
a creepy nun in your closet.
There
Hey,
goes.
Celeste, how are you? Welcome to the
Creepy
show.
clowns.
Gotta say hello to Celeste.
Where's Celeste?
Oh, Celeste. Oh, Celeste.
Okay, so don't tell Dennis I peed on him. Oh boy. Al, so Texas is forcing masks now. Oh my gosh. Because I remember when it wasn't happening there, and now it is, right? Yeah,
Because
those
they got
guns, Tim.
Confirmed cases are exploding.
Yes. The guns and the boats, yeah, just so sad. Yeah, I don't know why we take them every time we go
Yeah.
boating.
You don't know, big fish. You've
yeah,
been watching
where are
that
they,
shark
Aaron?
game where it jumps
Hey,
up on the boat.
Joel, hi.
They'll be ready.
Yeah, so what's up with that? Okay, so Texas, I know my mom told me, like, she was watching the news and stuff, you know, and the spikes everywhere, and I was just like, I don't want to hear about it. Like, don't tell me.
Yeah, Seth posted that meme of the guy at the urinal, and the other guy comes walking up, and
Yes.
he shoots him, and it says, like, me and
Hi, Lena.
COVID news. It's like, fuck off with that. I don't want to hear it.
Oh, yeah, I can't even.
What's up, Lena?
Even. Oh, Oregon is forcing masks, too. Lena, if you're here to hang out with Diego, it's going to be a little bit. If anybody's here to see Diego,
Look.
it's going to be about 10:30.
Yeah, we got
a
mixed
little
up on time zones.
confused with the time zones, and he just left the gym, so... let's see. Oh my gosh, Brooke Warner! Oh, yeah. Oh, rippy to the guns. I'm so sorry. I got to leave that. Yeah, I want to ask what he thinks about Joe. Now, what do you guys think about Joe? Are you going to vote? Are you going to vote for Joe?
Are you going to vote?
Are you going to vote at all? I mean, are you going to write in somebody? It's none of my business. Is it any of my business? Am I allowed to ask this kind of stuff? I'm allowed to ask this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I grew up where it was like, you don't talk about it, you know, but...
We don't like to talk about politics on the show.
Yeah, exactly. The final quarantine in jail, people not wearing masks. Are you serious? Drew said that. Mexico, $250 fine.
Yeah. What?
For wow.
What's up, Jamie?
Yeah, the Hondas live in a cool place, man. I want to go live where they live. Seriously. Pull us, Tim, pull us. Oh my
Thanks.
gosh.
It just depends on how I style it, I guess.
Yeah. No, it's looking real good right now. It is. It's looking real nice. So.
I need to get my neck trimmed up.
Face thong. Oh, okay. Just string that goes across your mouth. Ryan, how's Wisconsin? Are they doing any? Are there spikes in the COVID? Are they requiring masks? Because I know you guys were like way open and everything. Spike after the economy got reopened. Yeah, who would have guessed? Right? Exactly. Yeah. Yes, her name is literally JoJo. JoJo or Joe? Yeah.
Don't say it out loud. No.
Don't say what out loud. Oh, California's delaying the opening. Okay, so, Tony, our economy here, or our economy, whatever, our county went green today. So, of course, you know, they posted, one of the news sites posted a thing, and do you think there's going to be a spike? Of course there's going to be a spike, and of course they're also testing more people. They're testing all the people in our county who work in a nursing home, and all the people who are in the nursing home too. So, of course there's going to be more, you know, results. Yeah, what's...
I like your attitude. 100 messages, yay.
Oh, ho ho.
Oh.
Because Jay's pronounced. Oh, you learned vote nobody any year. But what if your boy had gotten in, though? Wouldn't you have voted for your boy, Donnie? Adam? Yeah. Would you have voted for him? COVID cases up, hospitalizations, not so much. Okay, see? So that's it. It's like, is it just that some people are going to get it and it's going to suck just like the regular flu, you know, and other people are going to get it and it's going to be like, oh, this is annoying, and other people are going to get it and then not even notice that they have it, you know? I don't know.
I can tweet that.
But people are having some feels. They really are. I scrolled through the comment section just to see the people in our area, what they were thinking. And there was a good, you know, amount of folks who said that we never should have shut down. Other people who said, yeah, it's about time we're open again. And then there's, of course, the people who are very upset that things are open right now. So, hospitalizations are decreasing. Okay, that's good.
That's right, Aaron. I'm with you. I haven't watched any of her stuff yet. Jamie.
I need to. I need
Or
to.
no, not her. You said Spike, but
Oh, Spike. Oh,
yeah,
okay,
Spike
yeah.
sounded. I saw him on one of the debates, just like a little bit, and yeah, he seemed pretty cool.
Yeah,
He was
I
doing
need
the
to-
free cheesy bread, but I think that was just because you're running with vermin. You gotta
Oh, sure. You gotta give something away.
know
for
your
free.
crowd.
Yeah, exactly. Is it still better? Oh, yeah. Oh, still betting that. Yeah, I bet you it will. Exactly.
You can have mine. I'm not using it tonight, Jonathan.
What's that?
Jonathan asked where his drink counter is.
Oh, yeah. You can
Yeah,
have
it's bring your own drink counter though. Generally.
Generally. Oh, wow. Okay, so if you even walk into a hospital for any reason, you get a test where Kirk is. Just
Campaign.
stop testing.
That sounds fun, Celeste.
Those campaign videos. Oh, I would love that. I would love that. Tell him to do that, Celeste. I would love that very much so. You're freaking essential.
I should
Yeah.
like make some kind of breaks. Like we should have, because there's times when we really need breaks and we just don't, or we tag team it.
Okay. Would you have voted for him though, Donnie, if he had gotten in? If he had gotten the nomination?
Crown Royal. I've never had Pendleton, so I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, that's awesome. He's still your friend. That's great.
Oh, I know what I can do. I keep forgetting I can do this.
Oh, Aaron. Oh, I never. Yeah. Okay, so Aaron needs 2 things done, but he's not going to get it done because he doesn't want to be tested. Because once you get tested, I think, aren't you like put on a list? I mean, probably any time you do anything, you're put on a list.
Another list?
Another list? Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the temperature. Yep.
That's what they did
No mask,
at my
yeah.
shop.
Oh.
They masks, temperatures. Masks are now part of the personal protective equipment, and if you're not wearing it, you can get written up or fired.
Is that at your work?
Yeah.
Wow. What if no one is around you though,
I don't.
and you're like dying because it's 130 degrees in there?
Yeah.
Oh, Toby, that was for you. Anybody who doesn't know, I belch and give that burp to Toby as a gift.
This show? Thanks, Drew.
Oh yeah, if you watch the stream, you're on a list. Take it. Oh wow. So you just have to get,
The stream.
even if you don't have it or you don't get the results for a while. Wow, that's
Ah.
crazy. Okay. Did I just hear myself? Or you?
Yeah,
laugh?
I'm-
Oh, okay.
it's all right.
Okay. Oh, Donnie. All right. No, I have too many bad habits too. So.
I think we talked about that. Boiler.
For respiratory infections, which should then be at risk. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Al. Oh, yucky.
Yeah, I wonder if at
Oh,
work it's
okay.
the same thing, because you can pretty much go anywhere right now and just say I have
Never
a
had it.
medical issue where I
Wombat.
can't wear a mask, and they
Yeah,
don't
I
ask
guess.
questions. But
Oh, are you putting up a poll?
I don't know. I forgot what I was going to do with
Is
it.
Dave putting up a poll?
I was just opening up the screen.
Yeah, Dave's like, I don't have anything
Oh,
to tinker with here.
it was for a small wombat.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. I don't know how you do all that, so. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, thanks, Drew. Let's see. I don't know. Okay, so it's light crown. Has anybody ever had that before? Pendleton? Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Did we spell it right?
Yeah.
Wombat. Okay, sorry. I don't know. I think it's just if you die at all, they're going to mark you with COVID death. So if you die in 2020, it's COVID, no matter what.
All right, I'll let you
What
know
about
what the crowd
pneumonia
comes
deaths
up with.
too, right? All right. So I haven't had Crown in a long time anyway. Can't come on live tonight. My hat is missing. What? That's not okay. Lyle, what's up? Did you play Lyle's here? Did you play his hello?
Is Lyle here?
Yeah, Lyle I just saw him comment here.
Oh yeah. Hi, Lyle.
Hey, Lyle.
Is not wanting to look retarded at medical condition.
Right now, Pendleton is 2 at 100%,
Wow. Okay.
but it's fresh. We gotta give it a minute.
okay.
Oh, we just got
Oh.
a crown.
Oh.
3 for Pendleton, 1 for crown.
I'm gonna have to try that out. Can I just get that at my regular liquor store here? You think?
3-2, catching up.
Okay. People who have had either. You abstain. Okay, good on you. Dave is not, well, so far drinking today, but whatever, it's fine.
Right, I like
Heard
that.
yesterday.
So I keep having to look over here because I'm losing track of the comments.
Oh yeah, no, you're just like me. I try to read like every comment, every single comment.
Which is
John
lucky
Hatchie,
that
why
we
does
never
he
got
take his
too
pants
big.
off to play Goldfish? We didn't play Goldfish, so I'm sorry. Unless
it.
he and Dave played together, but he did sleep on our couch when he was here, so.
What's a Pendleton?
What's
It's 5-4 right now. Pendleton's still winning.
Look for angel wings. Okay. Okay, and oh, Jay, by the way, hi. Did we say a big hello and love you to Jay? Oh my gosh. I'll check out the rest of the show tomorrow.
Yeah,
love you,
thanks for hanging
Jay.
out, Jay.
Take care. Thanks for popping in. Oh, mask on, pants off. Okay.
Wow, it's 50-50 now.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. Small Wombat, did you say it was something like from Canada or something like that?
Yeah, they're both Canadian whiskeys.
Okay. Skip Pendleton. Okay.
Sure,
Nice
cocking.
Oh, yeah, okay. God bless our couch. Oh, Charles. Hi. Friendly neighborhood sound engineer here.
Nice.
Coming to hang out. Thanks for
How are
being
we
here
doing?
with us
We
tonight.
doing all right?
I
think we're a little in the red.
Oh,
but
you're
that-
going to get shot?
that gives people to
What?
work-
Gonna
room
get
to work
shot.
with.
Debating. Oh, Texas. I was like, Texas? No.
Laura's here.
Oh, okay. Oh, is Laura here?
Laura.
Yay! Oh, hi, Laura. Yes. Oh, I fucking love you too, Laura. And happy 40th birthday tomorrow. Yay! Have a wonderful
Yes,
time
happy
celebrating.
birthday.
Yeah, it's a big moment. Yep. Sorry it happened in 2020 like mine, but I hope you're having a good time.
Yeah.
I think more things are open now, so you can
Yeah,
go
you
out and
might
do
have a
things.
chance.
Yeah, exactly. So, Aaron says he doesn't really care for crowns, so he just went with the other. So you voted for the lesser of two. No, I'm just joking. No, I'm kidding. Oh, yeah. A bit hot. All right. So, like I said, anybody who's here to hang out and see Diego, it's going to be about another half hour, I think, because of the time difference. So, happily birthday to Laura. Very cool. I can't wait to hang out with Aaron and Laura. They said maybe they'd be coming our direction sometime. Hopefully we can meet somewhere. I don't know. I mean, go there or not. I don't know. Road trip. Yeah.
I really want to do that. Just drive somewhere.
Is he drunk or is this truth? Aw, thanks, Dennis. I like to think it's truth. We love Sean. Oh my gosh, 18 family members tested positive after a family party. What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Donnie, you're going to be there. You're going to be 40. Where was this? At your family, Drew? What? Oh my. Dude. Thanks, Lyle. 18 family members. So, but were they, like, why did they get tested? That's what I want to know. Were they symptomatic? Oh, good. Oh, yay for road trips.
One of
It's
them
different
was.
now that we have, because of the kids and stuff, it's, Dave and I used to just hop in the car and be like, we're going to
Yeah.
go surprise people,
Yeah,
you know,
drive
like,
to Pittsburgh or-
drive to Albany or something, you know, like, just go surprise some friends. So, okay, wait, did you say one person was symptomatic? Or what were you saying? What were you saying one was what?
That's what I said. Yeah, probably one person was, so they tested.
Oh, okay. Oh, in Austin,
got
Texas.
tested for
okay.
Rona again.
Oh, Lyle, is that because of work? Now, and are they doing any kind of antibody testing to see if you already had it and you have antibodies now? Yeah, okay. Oh, I won't, Sean. I promise. I won't let him read your comment.
Don't read
Quick,
that.
redact that comment.
I can't do that.
So, okay. So maybe one person wasn't feeling good and then everybody was, yeah. Person knows someone who has the Rona now. His symptoms are just like a strong cold. Okay. All right. I don't want to know anyone with Rona. I mean, no, that's fine. Like, I don't want to I don't want to. Oh, I have some gray hairs. I'm all silver. I'll call them silver.
Carl, that was kind of nice when the shutdown first happened. Everybody was like really
I
scared,
went to work
and you could go
at-
driving,
oh.
and you just had the road to yourself. It was interesting.
You miss the safe roads.
It was Ryan.
You have to mean to come to where you live. Oh my. Oh, you took a Skechers? What? Oh my, what's Drew posting? It's a story.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Members of Texas family diagnosed. Oh, wow. Okay. Hear about the triplets that tested for the Rona.
That
What?
would be
No. And they're both hospitalized home. Oh, really? Okay. I'm glad to see that people are not needing the, what's that called? You know, the ventilators, you know? I mean, I'm sure people do need the ventilators, but that it's not like hospitals are being overwhelmed and there's not enough ventilators for people. So, you had to skip meat at dinner. Oh, Gary, Indiana. What? Hi, David Land. How are you? Can I get the test with Manny? Let's see. Oh, the Night Watchman. Guys.
Has he been wearing his Skechers without socks on? Because that'll do it.
Oh. Are they really their parents? I don't know. That's interesting. Really quiet upstairs. Oh, because they turned off their tablets.
Is it time?
Bedtime. Yeah.
Okay.
I got nervous for a second there. Yeah.
So what else is going on? Joe Biden says he'd use an executive order to make everybody wear masks
Okay,
in
I
public.
was just going to say that. Yep. So everyone would have to wear a mask?
I guess. That's the only reason I know about that is because of the memes.
Yeah.
And
I love Skechers.
Crown just passed up Pendleton 6-5.
So if you guys have a preference or just want to...
I can't believe
Throw
it
it out
if
there.
Wombat's still waiting.
Oh, pissing on his feet. Why are we pissing on whose feet now?
That's why they taste like vinegar. I mean, smell like vinegar.
Oh, you're fine, Drew. You're not a Debbie Downer.
Who's
At all.
I don't know.
Wow. Joe Biden said a third of the country.
Well, yeah. Then I guess we should probably wear masks.
Wow. Yeah, how many
100
sniff people?
million
He
people.
doesn't have to wear the mask. Everyone else has to wear the mask. Yeah, still waiting. It's for later anyway. Oh, okay. Drop off the grid. Yeah.
120 million people. That's crazy.
Or 10 days.
Wow, that's graphic.
Who died? Oh. In! Okay, did you mean on, but also no? But in is so much worse. It's like that comedian that said, like, I peed in the pool or I peed into the pool.
Yeah,
you
big
know, there's
difference.
a big difference. Like,
On how the people react around you.
yeah. Oh no.
That seems like a reasonable executive order. Right?
Oh gosh.
To
Yeah, definitely.
require consent for hair sniffing.
Seriously.
Because it happens. It's not just Joe Biden.
No, it's not.
A lot of
yeah.
people do it. Not
Aaron,
me.
that's what I was assuming. When he said in, I don't know where else it's here. Oh boy.
I like that one. Use the wrong formula, but got the right answers.
Someone sniffed Sean's hat.
Medicine students
like
call for
smell hats.
removal of Lincoln statue. Just because he was anti-slavery doesn't mean he was pro-black.
Oh wow, wow.
It's reasonable.
They used the wrong form. That's funny. That's a funny way of putting it. Yeah. Aw, Laura and Aaron are flirting in the chat.
Canoodling on the show.
Well, no, he said in, Aaron, so that would be
In.
on. In is different.
I think there's probably a different word for that. I've never heard it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Gee, your hair smells terrific. Shampoo. Oh, is it? Like dogs. You just go around and sniff. Yeah, this is going downhill.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
See how
Sean.
far down we can
yeah.
go.
Well, no.
Oh yeah, we still
We do have a guest coming on, so we're not doing any kind of Zoom calling.
Oh, yeah.
No Zoom training tonight.
The meeting is canceled.
Yeah.
That one is.
So has anybody gone out and done stuff? Are things open? Because like I said, our restaurants just opened for our seating. I of course have capacity, and y'all have to be super far away from each other. But I just wonder if anyone else is going out and doing things. I know Sean Hatchie went to Applebee's.
And he wants to go
Right.
again, but he's drunk and can't convince his friends to go.
He can't convince his friends to go.
That's what I thought I caught that earlier.
Oh really? Why?
Been out.
Mm-hmm.
We can go out right now. Actually, now our place is open. Our bar's open.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. My friends posted a picture from the bar. I was like, hell yeah.
Because
I used to
we
babysit
went
their kids.
went last week or the week before, but we had to sit outside, which
Enjoying
everybody was doing.
drive-thrus. Yeah. And it was, when the weather's nice,
Yeah,
it's
not
not
bad.
humid or raining. You went to oh, wait, so you can go back. They'll give you the birthday flight, even though your birthday was during coronavirus. Oh, that's awesome. I wonder if I can get free birthday stuff. It was all shut down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Lena, we have the same birthday.
Yes.
Yep. Wait, proctologist, what? Oh boy.
Trying to catch up.
Yeah, me too.
I heard proctologist. I'm like, wait, what did I miss?
Yeah, I know, right? Everything required a mask. Yeah, your county has never shut down the whole time. So, Florida, are they having the same thing happening as Texas? I saw somewhere that everyone's like, look at the Florida numbers and they're going up. Yeah, we are birthday twins. I would think so, Wombat. I would think so.
They're really popular. I'm seeing them everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Walmart, not Kmart because they closed, but
Or Rippy Kmart. Rippy Kmart here anyway. I don't know. It might still be open somewhere else.
it is Australia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we were talking to those Australian guys, and Kmart's pretty big there, I guess.
Yes.
So glad they're still doing okay somewhere.
Me too. I love Kmart. Can I have some water, please?
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Do
be
you want it in your
better.
cup? 'Cause you're not using
Oh
a cup
yeah, I
for beer?
wasn't using the cup, so just fill it halfway, thanks. I'm trying to be good, because I don't want to be like, hey Diego, what's going on?
Yeah, Rippy Sears. I think Sears still keeps trying to send me things on my Sears card, but I think they might have changed it to just a credit card now.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't
haven't
know.
touched
if
that in a long
it's-
time.
Yeah. I saw that, Aaron, and I
missed it.
really, I almost messaged you right after to just say thank you, because I couldn't comment on it because of unless you put it somewhere else, but I saw it in a group that you can only react. But I really appreciated what you said. Yeah, because we're not violent people either. I don't want to have to do. We're not going to start it. I will
No.
defend myself, but I'd rather just peacefully go into the middle of nowhere and just live with my family. Oh yeah, no. We got to ease people into Night Mary, I don't want to start off with Night Mary.
Oh no, Sean's trying to get Dennis into bed.
Oh yeah.
This is I'm waiting to see how this unfolds.
Oh. Okay, so you're out in the county then. All right. So it might be different in the cities. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, get it over with.
Let's see, before your Disney trip. Oh yeah, exactly. Just get it over with, Somebody in one of our groups had said that he has Rona, just feels like a cold right now, so he's going to quarantine for a couple weeks and just play video games, and but it'll be interesting to follow along. I hope that's as bad as it gets for him.
Yeah.
It's just a mild cold. He's like, it's just inconvenient, so.
Yeah, I know it can get nasty, but
It's a huge warehouse outside of Reno.
Everything can.
Stores are on their way out. Oh my.
they are.
Yeah.
Maybe schools, too. Everybody's
That's true.
realizing that you can just go to school at home.
Yeah.
What's the point of having these brick buildings,
Sean gave me this.
hundreds of people on the payroll?
Don't take the pill, Dennis. Or do.
It depends on what you're into.
Yeah, it's however you want to do it. Yeah, I think. Well, okay. So first of all, people who maybe don't have to go back to work in a building, like their bought or whatever company owners are saying, like, we're not going to pay for this building anymore. You're just going to continue to work from home for us because then we don't have to pay for that brick and mortar space. So for parents who do that, staying home with their kids would be a little bit easier. But what about folks who have to go to work and there's no more school?
Yeah.
There's got to be something, a way to.
That's horrible. That school is now like daycare.
I know, and
It's all messed
there's
up.
a lot of people who would, maybe homeschool, but then you're paying for daycare or something. I don't know. But if they're not going to do school anymore, does that mean they're going to stop taxing me for that? School taxes?
No, they'll just change the.
They'll move
something
it over.
else.
We're going to take this chunk of money and it's not school taxes anymore. We're going to put it into something else that we're going to waste it on.
She took the Xbox 360 again.
What now? So my yard looks so good. There you go. Oh, like a good husband. Oh yeah. We were out today doing just like I said, set up the kids' pool and everything. I clean up the yard because they just take out all the toys and leave them around everywhere. But the hooker steals them. Aw, tell her not to take the Xbox. Sad. What kind of Xbox do you have, Ryan?
I'm fine with the chloroform, but leave the Xbox, please.
Walmart is about to expand and really push the grocery pickup program. Oh, okay, with more options and delivery. Oh, okay. And yeah, I mean, Walmart, they've taken over, Wombats for homeschooling. Yeah, yep.
Wombat's the other white meat. I'd imagine wombats would be
the
pretty,
other white meat. What'd you
pretty
say?
tough. Seems like it'd be a tough steak.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to think about eating a wombat. So, oh, that's nice, Donnie. That's very nice. Let's see, welfare check to the Hedgie household. Oh, Dennis. Sending what works for their kids instead of the state requiring things. Exactly. Every family should be able to make their own decision on what is best for their family and do their thing, but the state's got to come in and put their fingers in it, Let's see. Oh, marinate in spices and wine. Says, ladies, if a man says he'll do something, there's no need to remind him every 6 months.
Yeah, seriously, it's good. Quit nagging.
Well, there's a couple things I was like, I'm going to start just putting that in my brain, but I don't know. I have to. It's that damn wall in the kitchen, Dave. I really want to move the refrigerator. Really
to where?
bad. I knocked down the wall, but it's not going to fit. I already measured,
yeah.
So kind of sad about it. But
oh, great! Will Ferrell's got a new movie out.
Tripping on the children is driving me nuts. What is it? Eurovision?
Yeah.
What? Oh gosh, we need a new Will Ferrell movie though.
Song contest?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Put their fingers in it. Right. Oh, yeah, in case I'm held against my will here. Yes, go ahead. That's true. Hi,
Shlaley.
Yes, hi, Shlaley, and hi, kitties. Oh, my. Wait, how many kitties do you have? What? I saw a friend of mine got a cat. Her kids are taking care of it, though. Like, her older kids. So she's like, I'm all about the snuggles from the cat, but the older kids are going to be the ones who do it. So, and I believe her.
What is this? House approved statehood for Washington, D.C. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
That doesn't sound good. We'll let somebody else explain that to me.
Yes, explain it. Let's see. What does Joe Rogan have to say? What?
Nothing.
I saw Penn and Teller posted this thing about Vegas and wearing masks, and you have to wear a mask, and they were promoting the wearing of masks, and I'm like, just I don't know. All this making people do it is what's really hard. But I suck then because I care about my liberty and not wanting to be told what to do. But
you need to get a bracelet that
person.
tells the emergency responders to format your hard drive.
His neighbors, they're in
We'll do our best, though.
They said they didn't think so. They lied. Oh, they lied. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If we ever are taken out, somebody come clean out our. Just don't look at anything. Just put a big ass magnet on the computer.
Does that still work?
I don't even
Anything-
know anymore.
Probably the ones with anything on it.
Oh, Donnie, I'm sorry. Your cat has problems.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh yeah, just move the fridge to the basement. Yes. No. Hard drink comes in you.
Believe me. Also, we'd probably
but then
snack less.
The kids would definitely, but they'd just be going up and down the stairs.
Yeah,
They're
they don't
fine with
care.
it. They don't give a shit. They'd just go.
But us. Avoid
I'd probably
stairs.
snack less. Yeah, I mean, just because I'd think about it instead of going and staring at the refrigerator. I'd be like, okay, what's really in there right now? Do I feel like that? I don't know. Sometimes I have a craving for a snack or a food, dinner, breakfast, anything, and I can't pinpoint what it is, and it drives me nuts, and I don't know what to do about it. It's
All right, I'm closing this. Crown actually won 7-5.
okay. 58% to 42%.
It was close.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I hope it was Dennis's hat, not your hat, Sean.
So that's why I try to be
In
easy
a
on
hat.
easy on the Twitch trolls that come rolling in, because like you got Sean saying this kind of stuff.
Ooh,
and
that sounds fun,
I'm not
Drew.
gonna ban him.
I like that. We do not have a very large kitchen anyway, or a very large house. It's 2 stories and it's nice, you know, but it's like just the kitchen. The kids, I'm stepping on them now, so.
I hate that
Right
crack in
there.
your
Oh.
bumper. I like the punch holes in it and stitch it up with zip ties method. It makes it look like it has
Get
stitches.
another beer. What's that?
Fixing the bumper. I think my brother did that on his Jeep, where they punch holes in it and then zip tie it back together so it looks like it has stitches.
Oh, that's so cool. I like that idea. That's very fun.
Car. It's a car. Oh yeah, it's gonna.
Anybody smell that? Oh gosh.
Oh, what can I do?
Oh, you want Hillary Clinton to take a hammer to your hard drive?
Yeah.
No, she'd be checking
Get
out
the best.
everything. She would, yeah, but she'd check it all out.
Oh yeah,
first,
she'd keep
yeah.
the dirt.
Definitely. Need sleep. Oh, love you, Johnny. Yes. Okay.
Mm.
Have a wonderful night's sleep. Good night. We love you.
Yeah, I've never worked with any kind of bondoing or fixing bumpers.
Me neither. Isn't that weird? No.
JB Weld.
Put a
I'm not
new
even sure what that is.
one.
Oh, JB Weld. Oh,
Cardboard and
that's
duct tape.
that's epoxy. Actually, we have
Huge
some JB
spoiler.
Weld. We just used it to make David's Nerf gun mod.
Mm.
Just duct tape it.
We got Betsy Ross in the comments. I feel like that's the first time I'm seeing the name on
Yeah,
the comment
it's
section.
They
Sorry,
take
I know that's really loud.
they take
guys.
your temperature at where I work, but I'm currently not working
At
right
work.
now. I'm voluntarily quarantining myself for months away from work.
Away from work. Yep. Well, I was freaking out. I think I was telling everybody that before too. Like, awesome, Joel. Time for rum. You're a pirate. You can drink rum any time of the day. Because I was like freaking out in March about it all, and they offered a voluntary layoff, and I was like, please take it, because I was my panic attacks were like off the chart, and I have a lot of anxiety already. So.
Thanks for hanging out, Betsy.
Oh, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I'm glad you're here hanging.
Apparently, there's people that do that, and I forget. Sometimes people just watch.
Yeah, yep. Like
I
Bill.
can't understand.
Is Bill here? Dave told me that Bill saw our last week episode, and
Yeah.
Bill's the one that comes over here and works out.
But he hasn't figured out how to comment on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So if you're here, Bill,
I was
I
like,
didn't work out today. I set up a pool and stuff.
Oh, it was for Toby.
Actually, I did some curls because they had that little bar there, and I was just like, let's get a little pump.
Yeah.
Just a little pump.
But I was like, oh gosh, he saw that. We were just like out in public, you know.
Oh yeah. Usually.
It was wild. That usually we save that kind of stuff for the after party
Yeah.
in Liberty Muse Patreon group. So, oh, I'm sliding. We need a rug. I think I've said that before, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our last one got
Our last
destroyed
one
in
got-
the flood. The poop flood.
Poop flood. Because we're in the basement and the thing backed up, and there wasn't actual like poop floating around,
Luckily,
but you
yeah.
knew the water where it was coming from. So
Most of it was from the washing machine and the dishwasher because they were both running at the same
They
time
were.
when the
they were. Yeah, you were.
drain to the
Celeste.
road clogged up.
Oh, that's what happened. That's right. There's a lot of stuff online, that you can do, classes and things that you can take
See,
anytime.
that's what I'm talking about,
I
Aaron.
think that's very cool. Wait, what's that? There are people who watch no comment. Don't they know the comments are the most important part of the show?
Mhm.
You know what? When everyone's comfortable, they can go ahead and comment. Yeah,
that's
we've
We'll just quietly wait.
we've brought many of people out of their shell,
Mm-hmm.
so it makes me happy because Celeste comes in here and she is so funny, but like, what's the word we used to?
Oh, sharp.
Sharp. Yeah, well, not sharp, but yes, you're sharp. No, not sharp.
That's not it.
No, but you are witty. I think, is it witty? Is it something? I don't know, but she comes up with some of the best things. So, yeah, keep an eye on her because she's funny. It was better than sharp. So, let's see. Community group is having yard sales this weekend. Oh, should I do a lemonade stand with a discount if you take
They
off
offer
your
pole
mask?
dancing classes online?
That's very cool. Oh, are you talking about adult classes?
What's
Those
up,
kind of
Sonny?
adult classes? Hey, Aaron's a pro at dropping the comments, and Facebook refuses to reward him for that. So, Ryan took a pole dancing class online.
That's what I'm saying.
Hi, Sonny. I love you. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Aaron?
What's up, Aaron? Dennis can supply the lemonade. They probably could.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's very nice. I need to
Imagine
listen to
having
some
that
Jordan
kind of time.
Peterson.
No.
Who, Jordan Peterson? Oh, or us to watch that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would.
Well,
do it
I
with
could-
kids.
When I
We
do
would have
my
to trade off back and forth.
when I do my
like-
blender thing, I can play whatever I want. But
I think I need to be more. I need to say more often, like, "Hey, I need some time, like, away from the children," because every time I'm like, I need a little break from the kids, they just start following me around more. Like, they take it as a challenge, I'm like, all right, guys, mom's gonna just go in her room, so like, let's just leave me alone for a minute, and they're just like, start following me. So yeah. This week we had some cousins sleep over.
yeah.
So
Yeah, we had
that was-
sleepovers.
yeah, we did. For Christopher, his cousin, his cousin who's his age slept over on Monday night, and then on Wednesday night we had David's cousin who's his age sleep over. So it was just busy having other kids in the house, but it was a lot of fun. Everybody had a good time. Oh yeah, I feel pretty and witty.
what is that? A wine snob class? Don't recall much after the first half hour.
What's
Oh.
up, Dottie? Just realized it's Friday. Yeah, you haven't been here in a while, Dottie.
thanks
I
for hanging
see you have some chicks, baby chicks.
And we're just killing time till
Did
Diego's available.
Did you name them all? I didn't go back to the post or anything to see if you named all the little chicks, but I saw the picture and they're adorable. I just want to
Not
hold
me.
them. It's in Walmart. The housewives put maybe two cars. Where? Okay, yeah, because you can just grab a pole there, yeah, and just start dancing around there. Yes. You would have friends sleep over. No, Davey had his.
I love summer lightning storms.
Oh, that's awesome. Are we supposed to have a storm tonight?
I don't know. Nothing I know of. I'll check.
Um,
I don't watch the weather or the news or
okay.
anything. I am
I
looking
check
at
the weather. Yeah.
I'm looking at Twitter, and one of the trending is hashtag Trader Trump,
Mm.
which is just makes me giggle. But then I click the little arrow next to it, and it says, "This trend is spam. This trend is abusive or harmful. This trend is duplicate. This trend is low quality."
They're
It's
supposed to pick one.
Yeah, well, you don't. You're not. If I guess if you have an opinion on it,
Oh,
that's kind of
okay.
neat. I mean, they're all pretty low quality.
Wait, the dust cloud. What is that, Drew? And how, like, whereabouts in the eastern states? Looking for recommendations.
What do you
for my
mean first beer?
beer?
Like tonight, or in a few hours, or ever.
Like for the evening, and what do you have? Are you at a bar? I'm drinking
What? SkyTrain.
Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. It's good. It's yummy. Let's see, what? String of 60 satellites. What? I feel like I'm missing out on things.
Small
If I
wombat's
tell
gonna
a
go in there.
friend whose mother-in-law just told her that she shouldn't expect her husband to take care of the kids when he gets home because he works all day. Moms
I'm
need a
for
break.
that. Oh.
Moms, he's not.
I know.
He encourages me. Like when he would be going to work, he would encourage me. Like, oh, just go. If you want to take a break in the bedroom, you know, like because I like to write, and a lot of times I can't write when the kids are around. So, or he'd say like, go to Panera, get a cup of coffee, take an hour or whatever, and just get out, go do something. And a lot of times I would just be like, oh no, it's okay, but it's really necessary. So, now I just nap. I'm like, can you watch the kids so I can take a nap? Because they always talk to me when I'm napping. Like they'll literally just like basically open my eye. I think David tapped me in the head the other day. I was like, did you just tap me in the head to wake me up to ask me about ice cream sandwiches? What? Oh my gosh, your dad is downstairs on Blender. Go ask him.
You know what I'll do. What'd your mom say?
Oh, yeah. Janie, I think, is trying to be like a little like, well, mom said this. And I'm like, I think I hear her lying.
Yeah, because she came
So,
in. Mom said that
mhm.
we could put up the sprinkler. She'll take care of it or whatever or something.
Yeah. I think I'd said maybe we would do that yesterday because I wasn't trying to set up the pool. So, try Sierra Wild Little Thing. Okay. Is that really a thing? It will. I'll see if we have it around. But yeah, that's what I would say a small wombat. I guess just, I mean, I don't know. Tell the husband that he's married to his wife now and he doesn't have to listen to his mom's overbearing point of view.
Oh, about the beers anyways. It depends on what kind of beer you
sorry
like.
about the beer. I went off on the whole like
I like
I'm
stouts.
so blessed to have such a wonderful mother-in-law.
I like stouts, but I drink lagers because they're usually cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Mary likes IPAs. So it depends on what you like.
Yeah.
But if you like dark, I like the 2X IPA by Southern Tier. That might be regional. I don't know where you can get it. Or the Left Hand Milk Stout, which I think is from out west, but we get it here.
Yum. Yes.
Those are my favorite.
They're
two
all
favorites.
hatchy. All the chicks are hatchy. I love it.
Nice.
Yes. Oh, you drank all your Guinness on Tuesday. Now you're beerless. I do love some Guinness. I do.
Old Rasputin. I think I've heard of it, but I have no idea what that is.
Sounds familiar. Yeah. And it looks like you guys have some storms coming
Oh,
later
I was
tonight.
gonna do that.
I hope so. I do. I hope so. I love thunderstorms.
Hopefully, like after the stream, because we're in the basement, and then we miss it all.
Yeah. It's not like I
We'll have to
enjoy
watch it
when
from
it
the
knocks out
front
the
camera.
power or anything, because I don't like that part, but I do love storms.
Just watch it from here. See if it flashes.
Oh, yeah.
Free beer best. That's why I'll
it
never
is
like
the
be
best.
a beer snob because I used to go to my friends all the time and he'd drink Old Milwaukee
Ooh,
Light.
that sounds good.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Old Milwaukee? Yeah, he'd
Best.
drink
Yeah,
best
Beast.
Milwaukee's
Beast.
Best Light. Mm-hmm. And I never complained. It was free. It was in the garage fridge and I could open it up and grab one anytime I
Oh,
wanted to.
yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Beer's always pretty good, even if it's like
Never,
water flavored beer.
Yeah. I was going to make a comment, but Dennis got drunk. Dennis got drunk? What about you, Sean? Sea Dog Blueberry. All right, I'm going to have to check all these out. Rain is good to
Sorry.
help clean the dust out of the air. That's fine. Yeah. Sean just gave me... Wait.
Cherry Robitussin. He's a good friend.
Oh.
Just
Did
drugging each other. It's the end. The night's just gonna end up with all of them passed out separately on the floor.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, Dennis is the one
Nobody's
who said
gonna
that
get
Sean
groped
tried to
or
give him a
raped.
pill. Oh, see, Garrett knows Southern Tier. Yeah, I'll trade 6 packs for some. Okay, let's do that. I got to find out how to send beer. If I'm allowed to send beer. If I ask the government if I'm
These
allowed to
days.
send beer. Please may I
oh,
send
we didn't do the ice.
this
That's too much.
beverage to a friend. I don't know. Are you allowed to just send beer anytime? But yeah, let's do that. That sounds really good. And tell me what kind of Southern Tier beers you guys like. Quote, I didn't make this kid
Joel, you
alone,
should invite
and I
them to
didn't
the
sign
Facebook
up for marriage to be a single mother. Yeah. Aw. Yeah. I'd be sad if Dave wasn't. I'm very blessed because Dave, he'd come home from work and Like, he works out, you know, like, so yay, that's his thing. And so he doesn't like go like come home from work or like not come home from work and just go to the bar every night and you come back
There's guys
after
like that,
dinner
yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, and I'm just
They
like
clock out
very
and 15
lucky,
minutes
very
later they're
blessed.
on their stool. I love that. The
Very
rule of Beast Ice is
blessed
you
day.
can't wear a shirt while you drink it.
Sorry, I had to throw a little. If anybody's watching *Handmaid's Tale*,
I'm not.
Blessed
I'm
be the
watching Mary
fruit.
watch Handmaid's Tale.
top beer lists. Number 1, free beer. 2, cold beer. Yeah. Beast Ice is you can't wear a shirt. Oh, that's okay. I probably should only drink that at home then. If I'm drinking Beast.
Garrett's got it figured out.
Oh, bubble wrap and then put it. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I will do this. Good night, Jamie. We love you so much. Have a great evening. Let's see. Sean just gave Dennis an 1/8 of shrooms. But they were really anchovies. Okay. Oh, gosh. Sean. Oh, yeah. It'd be awesome if Sean actually got to meet the little chicks, you know? Like, see, oh, there's a beach hazard. What's that mean? I don't know. Showers and a few thunderstorms. A few storms may be severe. Low near 70. Winds south-southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of rain 100%. 1 to 2 inches of rain expected. So I guess
So
we're getting
there's
the
your
rain.
weather.
Yeah, for Erie. Sorry, I mean for Erie.
They're not allowed to say.
Did it again. Shit. Beer is the least of the USPS concerns. Oh boy.
Oh, they are
Ooh.
over Michigan
Ooh.
and Indianapolis.
Wow.
Indianapolis.
Let's see. Okay, so that's 10.
Wait, Indianapolis? That ain't a state.
No, it's Indiana.
It's India. How come it
Indianapolis,
says
Indiana? But just because look at Pittsburgh isn't a state either.
Yeah, if I scroll
But
out
it's
this
just-
far, you should tell me the state. They don't even tell me the state name.
Nope, they don't.
I think I majored in geography.
I know. I learned all that stuff in 4th grade and like, phew. I was talking to Seth and I was like, wait, where's Iowa compared to your house? And he's like, it's our southern border. I think he said southern. Now I can't even remember. And I was like, I really need to go look at a map because I only know the stuff around here and then like Florida, Maine, California, Oregon, Washington, you know, kind of.
Like here, like the state of Little
Yeah,
Rock.
we're watching Mr. Rogers. Oh, Mr. Rogers. That's a big lake over there. Yeah. So let's see. When is it going to play the future? Can you play the future?
Oh yeah, I got. I keep trying to move things with the middle mouse button.
Ooh, yummy. What were you drinking? Is that what you were drinking on the show on Tuesday, Garrett?
They can't foresee. Wow, yeah, we're gonna get
Oh my gosh. When is this happening?
4:30 in the morning.
Okay, wait a second. Holy guacamole.
We're gonna have to stay up.
Okay, do it again. I always miss it. All right, it's 11:30. It's 12. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah,
Oh,
that's gonna be
Are they
fun.
narking on them?
Mm.
Yeah, good for you, Joel. Usually I
happening
don't
now?
like to get involved. He said if they post on his community Facebook page that they're going to call the cops on his black neighbors
Oh.
for having a party, should he go over and warn them?
Oh my gosh, yes, go over and warn them. Wait, where did I miss this comment?
It was up there.
And people in the community on the page are gonna. They said black neighbors.
Well, he said that. They I'm sure they didn't specify.
Okay, well, okay, but yeah, definitely. Go if anybody's gonna narc on anybody about having a party, you got to go give the heads up.
I said just invite them to the page. Tag them in the comment.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not on Facebook.
Yeah. That's awful. Posting the address? Come on, Karens.
Show up. Bring your own bottle
Get it together, man.
and some to share.
Why are they doing this? Why are Karens being like this? They have really taken it upon themselves to keep the community safe. Yeah.
Hiccup.
That was a hiccup. Yeah, that was a sad little. Yeah. That's really sad. Joel, you're a hero. Go over and tell them. Go over and tell them. Seriously.
Like I said, I'm normally mind my own business, but oh, I gotta start a Zoom.
Oh yeah, when did that happen? Was that a while ago?
No, I don't think.
You can click on the thing and see the time, I think, too.
I'll do that
Okay.
in a moment.
In a moment.
10:31. Yeah, it was a minute ago.
Oh, good. All right, so Diego's here. Well, in a minute he's going to be here. Sorry,
very
we
optimistic of you.
Let's see here. Always tip off the victims of snitches.
Seems like a good rule.
Mm-hmm. Dennis told me I'm not good enough for Applebee's. Dennis is...
Oh.
I'm sorry. That's a lie, Dennis. What?
I'm just reading the next comment.
Okay. Break out the box cutter and set the camera straight.
Somebody asked, what's their favorite?
Wombats.
I think it was Dennis. What was our favorite appetizer at Applebee's?
Oh.
Mary would probably remember what they have there. I get them all mixed up.
Let's see. Favorite appetizer. Okay, so it's been since Christmas time since I was there. But I would say, do they have those wonton things? They're like a taco thing with like chicken in it
The
or
wraps?
something like that.
Little-
Yeah.
it's
Well,
like an egg
it's
roll?
like it's not an egg roll, but it's like a fried wonton or something. Oh, wonton tacos. Yeah, thank you. Chicken wonton tacos. That's what Celeste loves too. The same thing. That's my favorite. Yes.
Well, Diego, we're still talking in the.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't expect you to pop up there. Sorry. Surprise.
All right, here, let me bring them on real quick. I always forget where these things are.
That's all right.
Nope, that's
You have
the
a
wrong
lot of buttons to push. I just sit here and talk. So, fried pickles, Lena. I love fried pickles.
one. There we go. There we go.
Yes, everybody. Diego Rivera. Did I say the last name properly? Rivera.
Mhm.
Rivera. All
Yeah.
right. Thanks for coming on. Sorry about the mix-up with the time.
It's good. You guys are on the Lord's time. I should have known.
No.
That it
The center of the earth.
Yeah. Right.
that's where everything good happens on the East Coast.
Oh,
But I am
hi.
in Texas.
Well, thanks for coming and hanging out with
Oh,
us.
and Autumn's still here. She hung out this whole time. I was afraid
Autumn,
we'd lose her.
Thank you.
Hey, Autumn, what's good?
Yes. Lena Wang is here. Yes. Yep. And she loves fried pickles too. We were talking about food, but we'll get to that with you in a little bit.
You know,
'Cause we always end up talking about food. Okay. So Diego, your title with YAL, okay, is Coastal and Great Plains Regional Director. So
that's where I've been.
okay, yeah, that's what you've been told. Before we talk about what you do, I'd like to find out about your history with Liberty. Did you grow up in a Liberty-minded family, or did you find Liberty on your own or through an experience in your life? How did you get to where you are?
Maybe some family history.
No. The answer's no. I guess a skeptical family, so that could kind of lead to that. But I did not grow up in a liberty-minded family. Dad listened to like Rush and Sean Hannity,
Okay.
and Mom didn't give a shit.
Okay.
And so that was not my entry into it. You know, I wish I was born into like I just grew that way. That's not the case. I worked for the Empire at one point in time. So yeah, and that's the worst part is having to do that. I think that's where the awakening happened, really.
Oh, you're a veteran.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I remember catching that somewhere.
So
Yeah.
how long then were you a part of that? How long did you serve? Where were you?
Yeah, I was in prison for 3 years. And you know, that's where you really start to like learn. And I think a lot of people I think it's a cultural trend that people really pick that up and they're this close, it's on the tip of their tongue. They just haven't really learned that. It's like, even when you get there, the people will tell you right away, they're like, look, this has nothing to do with giving people freedom. This has nothing to do with, you know, democracy. This has even nothing to do with the army or anything like that. This is about just getting home in one piece.
Wow.
People really get that one, like, so they really do understand that. So it's just that they haven't pieced it together and they're not being logically consistent, but that's why I say veterans is the next like group that's on the verge of getting it. And in fact, most veterans that I know now that have gotten out are like super liberty minded.
Wow. How long were you there that you started to feel, or a part of that, that you started to feel that, and then how did you cope after that?
Let's say everybody has their big moment. If you can make it 6 months to a year and still not get it, then you're never going to get it. And I think that sometimes I think it's actually worse because the good guys that are there and that at least try to do the right thing, they get weeded out because the bad people stay in, right? That's the problem with like even bureaucracy, right? Is that good people leave and the bad ones stay in, right? That's all they have. So, I mean, there's still a lot of good people, but here's the thing: I'm an ANCAP, so I don't give a flying fuck about this at all. You know what I mean?
That's
Same season.
Right. Hi, Aaron. If you ever see me like waving to people down here,
we'd be interacting.
I always wave to the people watching and stuff. So,
I'm actually at one of the campaign houses now with all the guys here, so they're actually here with me watching this right now. Yeah, they're working in a campaign. Yeah.
That's so great. So how did you end up getting involved with, I always want to say y'all, but I should say y'all, but I don't know. I always say y'all anyway.
It don't matter.
How did you get involved with them?
So I went to a state convention to go see Ron Paul in 2015, right? And that's back when I thought that David Bose was worth his weight in salt, and I was like, wow, who's this guy? He's so clever and smart. But I went to see Ron Paul there, and then after that I was just dying to get involved. Then I did a rant slide where a lot of us actually now at the office we're all a part of. So myself, the director of free speech, JP Kirby, Barrett Young, a lot of the people there were all a part of that on a volunteer effort. So and then from there, campaign side, and then eventually now I'm in office.
Fantastic. Dave wants to know in the comment section here how long it took you to go from being libertarian to like full-blown ANCAP.
Real quick. I mean, it's just like, you know what I mean? If you're just being logically consistent, you'll have enough cognitive dissonance to just be like, okay, well, I mean, if it's a monopoly on violence, I believe in peace, then there you go, right? It's just a little, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and just say, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to do some special pleading to get to the position where you say, well, I would like the monopoly on violence to do the parts that are the most violent, which is law enforcement, the courts, where they throw people in cages. And I'm like, nope, that doesn't make sense to me. So I don't want monopoly on violence being in charge of the most violent aspects of it.
That makes sense. That's why I said it was like math to me. So if you just applied the laws of, whatever you believe, then it's just an obvious, solution to come to. Like, no, none of this is going to work out.
Yep.
None of this is right.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. I mean, it's just, everybody. I started off like I didn't know these beliefs were right, and then I just went down the rabbit hole. And you go from like, oh, David Bose and Cato, and in this cute and adorable, and then you're like, oh, what's this? The Mises Institute? Oh, what's this? Tom Woods? And then you just right.
I didn't sign shit.
Right. Lena wants to know what you love about the free market.
Everything, right? So think about it. This is what I love about it, right? We just talked about how we do things peacefully, how we have a civil society, right? That is the best part, is that you bring the best of yourself, right? And you exchange it, right? For goods and services, right? You do this voluntarily. And like, Jeffrey Tucker, he says like anarchy's all around us. Well, isn't that nice, right? That we can come together, right? That in New York City, a Muslim will pick up a Jew, right? Isn't it nice that I can work for something and exchange it? And then when you actually start learning about economics and how that works, and like, what is money, right? What makes it sound? Like when you think about the double coincidence of wants, right? Which is just like, you have to think back to bartering, right? If I was a goat farmer or something like that, and I wanted to exchange it for, let's say, a piece of paper, sheets of paper, whatever. And you're like, yeah, I'll take a leg of some of your animal. Well, okay, but I'd also have to kill the entire animal in order to do that. Do I really want to do that? Or maybe you don't want the animal, maybe you want something else, and I have to go exchange it with someone else and then bring it back and exchange it with you. So money allows us to cooperate, right? And it allows, it gets rid of, those troubles, and it allows for us to avoid or get to the double coincidence of wants. So it's actually really good for one, peace, a civil society, And I just think it's the best way to do things, right? It's just voluntarily.
That's great. Go ahead if you want to read.
Oh, yeah. I think I know the answer to this one. Ryan asked, does he own any floral patterned shirts?
Who asked that?
Ryan Seifert.
Yes. A million of them.
So I said, I think you might even offer some of them or something.
Yeah, okay, so Kirk is wondering about the social contract. Is that in regards to...
that is what it is.
Just...
Where is it? He just wants to know where it is.
I don't know.
No one's seen it.
Nobody has seen
No.
it. Okay, so do you feel then, like the Constitution, do you feel that same way? Like, I didn't sign shit, so whatever, or...
The whole thing's a fraud, right? And I like Spooner's whole interpretation of it, that either it failed to do so or it gave it the right to do so. So, like, either way, his name is impossible to say because it's just like, your tongue will get stuck. But Chalmers Johnson said, those that won't get rid of their empire will live under it.
Oh, wow.
And,
I like that.
And that's where we're at, right? Largest government in history, and a million other things that are wrong with it.
Okay, so now about voting, and you're with YAL, and they promote the folks who are going to be the best Liberty candidate and stuff. Do you encourage people then to go vote for those people? And how do you feel about voting? Do you vote yourself?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it doesn't really matter if I can get, OWD did over 1.5 million doors. We've had 56 victories, with 2019 being an off year. We've had candidates push good policies. So whether I vote or not, who cares, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. But the thing is that if I can encourage a bunch of people to go vote, I will. Because the thing is like even Murray Rothbard, right? Mr. Libertarian was involved in politics because at this point it's a defense, right? Yeah. This is the Leviathan. This is the empire. And if we're ever going to shake it, right? And at least if we're ever going to have a peaceful revolution, we have to focus on radical decentralization. And I think that the fact that we're focusing on state races rather than federal is going to open up that avenue to at least start localizing power so we can get away from, DC and having their Leviathan. I can't stop it, but I'm going to do everything I can to slow it down until culturally we all come to the point that this thing doesn't work.
And what happens when, if you're out there knocking on doors and people say, I don't vote. What is your response to that? Or do you just say, like, you can't win everybody, you just walk away, that's cool? Or do you try to talk to them about it?
I've had several, I've worked so many campaigns that there's just so many experiences. But it all depends on who I'm talking to. Like, even if I'm talking, because there's people that are like, I'm an ANCAP, be like, same, get out there, right? This guy's one of your guys, and you're going to want him there, right? Because this is a slow roll. We're playing defense, right? Like, these people are selling us out left and right. And when we're lucky enough to get a Liberty candidate, right, that what's special about that is that, anything we have in common with conservatives or progressives, and I don't say left or right because I'm definitely right and bottom right, but anything that we have is just purely coincidental. Right? The fact that, like, yeah, we're against the drug war, so maybe the left likes that. We're against taxes, so maybe the right likes that. Who cares, right? It's that we actually have a philosophical underpinning, right? We're lucky whenever we have people that are, like, let's say woke. Who cares, right? That's just whatever the nomenclature we'll use. But, like, the fact that someone gets it and that they're radical liberty lovers and that they're willing to fight for it, that's worth it. Because now it's like, I remember Cliff was on here. And he had, obviously he has it right. He's the president, right? So, but he said, this is a microphone for our ideas.
I want, Justin Hutchinson says, what goal is YAL trying to achieve with, what is the OWD? Yeah. What's the end game? What's OWD?
I'm not sure what that is.
What's the end game with OWD? So I'll give you the mission statement. The mission statement is 250 radical, liberty-loving individuals in office by 2022. All right. Now, the cool part about this is that in 2018, we started this thing, and I like Cliff's interpretation of this. He's like, it's just a bunch of ragtag kids trying to do the right thing. And somehow when 2018, 2019 was an off year cycle. So there's only 3 states that had elections that year. And we're up to 56 victories. But the cool part is that just this year, we've had 35 victories, and 20 of them came in the past 2 weeks.
Wow.
Right? And what's even cooler about this is that, so now, right, this is where this is like leading up to, right? Now we're having like the hockey stick on the charts, right? Where essentially, come July 4th in Jefferson City, Missouri, we're gonna send 150 grassroots liberty activists to Jefferson City, Missouri on July 4th to train them up and send them out for 12 different candidates in Missouri. This is just one of the states that we're operating in out of many. But think about the implication, right? Is, you know, when you look at these principled people, like how much attention did Thomas Massie get when, you know, he called for a vote, right? When that big, you know, spending bill came forward or something like that. Now imagine 12 guys can get elected, right? And you put them in that legislative body. What does that do to the people who are in power, right? Essentially, you sweep the floor from right out under them, because this isn't like a one-man island, right? Now you have 12 people. That's a caucus. And, you know, now also we have a microphone to these ideas. So this is us bucking back. Essentially, the people are coalescing, coming together, and bucking the system, right? We're sick of being stepped on. And so if we have to get involved, we're going to come with fangs out.
That's great.
Now, a lot of the attention they get when a vote comes up, like Massey and them, it's usually negative, but it is a lot of attention, you know, by the general mainstream media.
Mainstream.
So look at what happened, right? He won his primary with 80% of the vote.
Wow.
You know, the other guy was the lawyer from the Covington case, right? So this guy had some name ID, right? And he got 12% of the vote, with all of the slander and all of the stuff, and Trump telling Massey to get out of the Republican Party, whatever. Thomas Massey swept him, right? Because what happened? Essentially, the largest spending bill in human history, right? In human history, right? Mm-hmm. Obama would have gotten on his knees and killed his mother for a $1 spending bill. This guy gets 2.2 trillion, and all he asked for is, you know, hey, let's just vote on it. How about that, guys? Before we sell our constituents down the river. Right? And people might have been mad. And actually, I was at the campaign house where the guys for Massey were when this happened. So I actually heard the phone calls and the conversations that were happening. And yeah, at first it was hostile, but then people started to get it. Mm-hmm. Essentially, you just gave us crumbs. And what you did was you took our hard-earned money, you enslaved our kids even further, right? Mm-hmm. And you gave it to all your friends that you're cozy with. You bailed out people that already had money, and the hardworking people were sold out, and people were resentful. And you saw that on election day, 88%. So, you know, good stuff does happen.
Yeah. Evidently people weren't as mad as they made it seem like on the news.
Oh, the news. Do you watch the news?
I do, just because it's, you know, I have to know what the hell's going on. But I would like to, you know, I like this idea of, I would, you know, you had to bother me. I just wanted to be left alone. And I think a lot of us are there. Mm-hmm. The fact that we're involved is because we're pissed.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think recent events are really kind of maybe working in our favor in that way. I mean,
yeah. What are your thoughts on 2020? And is 2020 helping? Just how the government overreach and just everything that's been happening,
So, I mean, essentially what I do is I put a little bit of peanut butter on the red pill for a lot of people, right? My job is to take new activists, especially from the campus side, bring them over, start to, you know, kind of like have them focus, like really fine tune their ideas, and then focus on the messaging. Because I don't know if you've noticed, within the liberty movement, we have the best political philosophy ever devised by man, and we have some of the worst messengers, right? Autistic screeching, right?
Yes.
So my job is to kind of like fine tune them, right? They come in saying they're socially liberal and fiscally conservative, and I say, nah, bullshit. It's property rights, peace, voluntary exchanges. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what liberty is.
That's
so great. It's a lot of fun. As far as 2020, the elections, I mean, it's allowing us to say, hey, told you. And I've actually seen in a lot of outlets where it said, you know, the libertarians were kind of right about this police unions and this and this and that. And it's like, yeah, who would have thunk, right? But at least now we're getting some credit. So it's fine. I think it has to get worse before it'll get better, but people need to see this monopoly on violence for what it is. This is a long strategy. We're not going to make radical changes. I'm not delusional, and utopias don't exist. So I get that this is going to be hard work, but luckily for me, I can wake up every day full of piss and vinegar because I do hate the state.
Yes. I love it. I want to ask for a small wombat in the YouTube chat.
She's asking for Betsy.
Okay, re-asking for Betsy. I'm sorry, Betsy, if I missed your comment there. Good books or authors that talk about ENCAP ideas. I'm also curious on what.
But she had said earlier that she's new to this whole concept. I guess she's watched for a while, but hasn't really commented before. But asked for maybe a starting point.
A good starter for.
So this is and like one thing I hope we can get this done is to put anatomy of the state inside of all of our kids to send to campus. So Murray Rothbard's Anatomy of the State is one of the most, and here's what I love about Murray Rothbard. For those who haven't read it, it's worth it. So what Rothbard is really good is of setting up a steel man that seems like it's so good, and he does such a good job of making almost your opposition's argument seem like, oh my God, did he just switch sides on me? You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden you're reading this and you're like, oh no, are they right? And then within 3 sentences, he just boom, cuts right through it, and you're like, wow, that logic is sound. And so like he was really good at doing that. And what does he start that book off with? What is the state and what it is not, right? And so it's really good to be able to define it. And that's why I say like Anatomy of State or New Liberty, just simple things like understanding economics. I agree with Jeff Dice when he says that, you know, libertarians that understand economics and they understand foreign policy, like essentially they'll never flake on you. Right? Because a lot of people, because this is a marginal movement, we don't own the narrative. We don't have, you know, all of the press on our side, academia, all of this stuff, right? You know, we're on the margins. And so marginal people come to us. And sometimes that means they think that we're the craziest sons of bitches. And all we really wanted was peace. Right? So when they understand economics, when they understand foreign policy, they're not going to switch. You're not going to get your Ron Paulites that switch to Bernie Sanders, right? When they understand economics and foreign policy, they're here for life.
That's killed me, like Ron Paul people going to Bernie, and I'm like, what the hell? I don't understand. Like that just was very confusing.
Guys, Tulsi, I mean, yeah, she's really good on foreign policy, and at least there's an argument to be made that you will never have the conversation on the welfare state if you can't get rid of your empire.
Wow. Yeah.
But it's still not good enough for me to want to vote for Tulsi.
Sure. What are your thoughts on Jo Jorgensen? You know.
Whatever. She'll do. I don't even know. She'll do as good as Gary Johnson. And sadly enough, Gary Johnson was an abysmal candidate. And at the same time, like Gary Johnson, I just found out, did not know who Murray Rothbard was when he was running Libertarian in 2012. The guy who started the Libertarian Party, that guy didn't know who he was. So Gary Johnson is an embarrassment. And if you're gonna run for something, be vocal. Like, hey, listen, you're not gonna win. Everyone knows the LP's a joke, right? But what you should do is be the true north. Compass, right? Say the things that matter, right? It's not like, you know, well, you know, we just like want to cut taxes a little bit. It's like, no, taxation is theft. Say it out loud, right? You have the luxury of not having to worry about actually winning an election.
Yeah.
It's your team.
Yeah, don't be a politician. Get the message out.
And that's what Ron Paul did, right? And that's what I love about Young Americans for Liberty is essentially Young Americans for Liberty, students for Ron Paul, did a name change after his 2008 election. And Ron Paul brought more people to the liberty movement by being honest and being brave than anyone else.
Right here.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. It took us, I was the 2012 one.
Yeah, we didn't know about him before that.
We had heard, but we were still like deep in our status ways.
But then
It
Ron
was
Paul
so
cured my
yucky.
apathy.
Oh, I feel so gross. But then we learned about Ron Paul, and Dave read about him, and he started talking about him, and I was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. And then we actually got to see him too. I mean, we were like 3 rows back, and you know who introduced him in Pittsburgh was Cliff Maloney, who we didn't even know at the time. Obviously, like
Yeah, I had to go back and I'm like, yeah, there he is. I have a video of it.
we have a video of it. Yeah, but
Really cool to have that guy as a boss, I'll tell you.
that's so great. Y'all seem like you know, everybody is in love with what they do. You know, like you're really making a change. You know, you're very passionate, excited. We've talked to so many of you guys, and I can't wait to like actually get to a conference and hang out, because I can just assume that the energy is amazing.
Real.
Yeah. Is there going to be anything? I mean, with the whole Corona thing, are they going to?
Yeah. So essentially the mayor of Austin, Texas, got silly, right? That's what these people
Justin
do.
just brought that up.
Yeah, Justin Hutchinson, the guy with all the questions, right? Yeah, so the mayor got silly, and he thought that he would just close down the town because, lockdown 2.0, right? It's not going to hurt anybody or anything like that. But what I like about us is that we've got gumption, right? So we clapped back. We said, all right, fine. $1 million+ event, we'll move it to another city, give them our money. Go ahead, stupid. Right? So we did. So we had it, and it was, I'm sure it's a hard decision. A lot of things had to be considered, right? But the fact that we did, the fact that we're not going to lay down, we're going to have this event, we're going to bring people there that is going to change their lives. I mean, this is the libertarian Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. This is a place you want to be. You're out of your mind if you're not there. There's going to be so many people and like different things, like one, being politically effective, understanding what you're doing, like really honing in on the philosophy, being able to be a good activist and actually get stuff done in your community, which is where it's going to matter. Because they come to us, they get trained up, then they go either on the campaigns or they go back to their homes and they start making a difference. And that would be nice. So for them to miss out, I mean, like, also, not even that, but like, if you've never seen Ron Paul come out to his own music video that we make with music and a confetti cannon for Ron Paul, you're not living. All right, on.
So tell us about this event. What is it called, and when is it happening, and who is it for? I mean, is it for specifically for anybody like who wants to be?
If Liberty lovers, please apply, right?
Okay.
Because, but here's the thing: is we have over 2,000 applicants, over 1,000 registrants already. We're planning on having 1,000 Liberty activists there plus, right? Minimally, you should at least apply. Right? Because this is going to be where we train these people, right? And we're going to have, like, who have we had at these YALCons in the past? We've had, Ron, Rand, Justin, Thomas, people at the head of think tanks, the top liberty activists. Not only that, but our entire legislative, the legislators that we've helped elect, there's over 90 people in our Hazlitt Coalition. And I love that it's called the Hazlitt Coalition, right? Because I just love Hazlitt, right? He's the one guy that looked out for Mises when he first got here. These are our legislators that are vetted, that are serious, that are principled, and they're going to be there too. And they might encourage other people to go out there and run too. And one, it also is really cool because the legislators are they run into the activists and they're like, hey man, I got you elected. And that keeps them accountable. Right? It keeps them principled. So when they go in there and they have those lonely fights, when they're the only one doing the right thing, they can remember back to this event. I mean, it's just filled with energy. There's just so much passion and people are just really happy to be there. Like we're bringing back that fire that existed with the Ron Paul revolution.
Mm-hmm. I love that because we need more of that fire, I mean, and that's what Liberty Memes decided, that was going to be continue that fire for, the whole Ron Paul revolution type thing, and keep that feeling going, because I know when Ron Paul got, he got ripped off. So, oh man, it was just hard to watch and very
blackout.
Yeah. But afterwards, I was just like, I just want to go bury my head in the sand again because it hurts,
For us, we put so much into it. Like, we've never been involved in anything.
Ever, yeah.
I went and searched out a meetup group in the city. We were out there doing the sine waves. We were out at the polls,
doing more
pushing
than we
our delegates
have.
and stuff like that.
But it was really, it like hurt so bad. But then we found Liberty Memes, and we're kind of like, okay, like we can still be a part of something and do something. to help spread the message. And, you know, the fact that they came from the Ron Paul revolution as well. But I love what you guys are doing, though. It sounds like I'm fired up just listening to you talk about it. Like, I want to be there.
Good. You should absolutely be there. It's going to be great. I mean, and one, it's like really cool to watch, like, you know, there's, you know, 20 people in their 20s, 30s there. And you're just like, wow, these people are like, they're babies, right? And at the same time, they're out there fighting like hell. And I got to tell you, like, I wanted to do this live stream from this house, this campaign house, because this house is filled with a bunch of savages that have probably done more for the liberty movement than everybody who's virtue signaled online for the past 10 years, right? Because there's something that they have that most people don't, and that's the fact that, one, they can look in the mirror and feel good about themselves. Two, they actually fight for something, right? Most people just talk about it, and they'll virtue signal all the way until we crash this republic into the rocks of the empire, right? That's the reality, is that we don't live in a free society. We have a tyrannical government, and these people understand it, and they're willing to do something about it, right? And that's the beautiful part of like where Operation Win at the Door is, because when you look at the Ron Paul revolution, right, a lot of it is that people they shotgunned a bunch of bad ideas to try to make anything happen. And that's the part of the grassroots, right? It's that no one really knew what the hell they were doing, right? But now there's a strategy, right? And now we're focusing on being effective, right? Everything is numbers based, and how do we do this and how do we do that? And I mean, I love it, right? 250 by 2022. That's a hell of a goal, but I think we can do it. And that's a good start, because now even our legislators, right? You know, the people that we've had as far as like a family, right? Like Eric Brakey out of Maine, Nick Freitas out of Virginia, and Matt Gertler out of Georgia. Well, Matt Gertler was voted the most conservative legislator in all of Georgia. Pretty much, you know what that means, right? So like when he got there, was he tried to pass constitutional carry. He doesn't vote for any spending increases, tax increases, right? He was just endorsed by Ron Paul. First congressional run. This is Operation Win at the Door's third victory, right? So now they're starting to percolate up to higher offices. So now they can go there, and now they can be a louder microphone for our ideas. And these are the people that are, you know, they're homegrown candidates. Eric Brakey was inspired. He was a delegate for Ron Paul, was kicked out of the convention, got so pissed off, he went back to Maine, started knocking doors, and essentially uprooted a 20-year Democratic incumbent, right? And while he was there, he got right to try passed, which means you have a right to try medicines that maybe, you know, the FDA hasn't approved.
That's
he got
huge.
medical marijuana passed. He passed constitutional carry in his state, right? And now he's running for Congress, right?
Very good.
And if you look at him, there's just, you know, he does live streams all the time. What do you see on his bookshelf? End the Fed, Human Action, those books, right, of that ilk. So that man is a man who gets it.
That's exciting. It really is, man. And you guys get to like get up and do this kind of stuff every day.
I just make sure, if you didn't see, Herb said we're having a viewing party of the stream at our door knocking B&B, so don't end the stream.
Oh, okay. Can you grab because you have longer arms.
He's one of our guys over in Dallas. You know, I love that guy. He's great.
So,
I love you. I love all you guys in Dallas.
Yeah, anyone willing to knock on doors. That's terrifying to me.
Here's the thing. I love all the guys that are out on campaign. So whether you're in Vegas or Kansas or, you know, all of the locations here in Austin, love you guys. Right? These guys are savages. These guys really mean it.
So what is it? I mean, y'all are going out there and knocking on doors and talking to people, and that just feels very intimidating to me, and I don't know why. Yeah. How do you get over that fear if you really believe in something? Yeah, it's the fear of like somebody, I don't know, why should I give a shit, right? I mean, like I should go out and just do it and not care that they're closing the door in my face, right? That's what I'm saying, don't give a shit about.
So, I mean, again, these people are sitting right around me are, you know, some of the most motivated and thoughtful and hardworking people. And because, you know, a lot of us, all of us are libertarians, right? We're pretty introverted. We kind of want to be left the fuck alone, right? Yeah. You got to do what you have to do, and you have to get over it, right? And this is why I say, you know, these guys deserve all the credit in the world. Everybody that's listening to this, that's on a campaign house right now, it's like these guys are willing to do that. Some of these guys are walking 10, 15 miles a day, right? They're knocking hundreds of doors,
Yep.
right? I mean, while everybody else is out on their ass, like these people are doing it. Now, here's the thing: we pay $2,000, and like if you've never been involved in politics, it's a great way to build your resume.
Yeah.
It's a great way to move up. It's a great way to get your foot in the door. But most importantly, the reason they do this and who this draws into the movement is people that actually care, right? That can go around mirrors and not feel like shit because they actually fight for something every single day. And so they're willing to get over their weird little, quirks, right? They're willing to get over the fact that they're introverted, and they'll go out there and knock 100, 200 doors every single day, right? Because they know that this matters, and they know that if, they could stay home and then what? But that's why I say, like, these people are real savages. Like, the election coordinators, the election directors all across the country, right? These guys are really putting everything. And every single one of them have passed like the sleep in the car test, right? Where we've all had to do it, where, you have to drive from, I was called in Maine and told to go to Vegas. And I've been called from New Hampshire and told to go to New Mexico. You know what I mean? And we've all had to sleep in the back of our car.
Mm-hmm.
You just do what you got to do.
Yeah, and I mean, like we've all had to do that. We've all had to do that. Like, I don't realize that 20-something-year-olds sleeping in the back of their cars, driving from one Liberty campaign to the other. Mm-hmm. And the road dogs here, they deserve all the credit in the world. Because, like I said, they're the only ones that are actually fighting. Everybody else is just too busy virtue signaling and arguing online. And it's like, do you realize what's really happening right now? Like, can you not watch the George Floyd tape and get pissed off? Right? And this is a great part about it is, like, again, when Ron Paul's revolution was happening, everybody shotgunned really bad ideas, right? Like, here's the thing. Waving signs doesn't win elections. Mm-hmm. What does is voter contact, right? And so, like, this is what makes us different, I think. This is what makes us different, is like the establishment and, conservatives, progressives, they have fat stacks of cash. They're over there like Scrooge McDuck swimming around their gold coins, right? They have all the power. We're a grassroots organization, right? We're funded by private donors. But what we have is grit and grind, right? We can grind, right? And we can go out there and outwork them. We'll go out there, we'll stay longer, we'll get them earlier, right? And what wins elections is voter contact. And man, are we good at it, right? These guys are serious. So they go out there, they knock doors, they win elections, and it's through hard work. Every one of them comes home with a t-shirt filled with like sweat salt. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they grind every single day. And not only that, but they're building like family-like connections, because everybody here, this is more, we understand what this is. Everybody is like real aware of this movement, and like being in one of these houses is like, you really do just, it's like a family.
So the house, is this where people come to stay for a little while they're going out and knocking the doors? They come from all over and stay there?
All over, yeah. So we pay for the housing, right? So that they can, we're not trying to make them pay to live somewhere when they're out there doing the Lord's work, right? So we pay for the house. They come here, and it's big enough. It's nice. I mean, if I just turned it around, this is a really nice house. Mm-hmm. But we pay for them to come here, because when they come home, they should have a place to kick up their feet, watch TV, do their laundry, cook some food, and we take care of that, because these guys, without them, we got nothing.
Yep.
That's so great. I love that.
Like Herb said, every day people tell me how much they appreciate young people who are reaching out to the communities about local politics. They're more receptive than you'd think. Worst part about it is the angry dogs.
Oh.
Yeah,
I love that, though.
And James was bit on the ass by a dog when we were out.
I love angry dogs.
When we were out in Georgia. So I took a little bit of a leave of absence for a little bit here to go help Matt Gertler out in his congressional race. And here's what I mean, right? So this guy has been attacked by not Democrats, but Republican leadership in his state since he got to office, right? He tried, like I said, constitutional carry, do the right thing. A Ron Paulite. There's pictures of him in a onesie where it's little Ron Paul there, right? Now, he's not that young, but he's young, right? But he's a baby. You want to pinch him, right? He's a Ron Paulite. And then, like I said, OWD win number 3, right? And he's out there, he's running for Congress, and we knocked 28,000 doors, 10,000 voter contacts plus, and he advances into the runoff in first place by 3,000 votes. That happened because people like these guys that are sitting around me, and the people in these campaign houses, they got up, and this is a brutal district. The people in this, it's funny enough because the same people in this house were with me for Matt, and that place chewed up their cars. Winnie, who's sitting over here. In fact, can you guys come here?
Yeah, let's see everybody. Yes, I would love that.
Here, let me. So, Elijah walked an absolute animal. Here, this is Naomi. Both of them were walking miles and miles and miles every day. Winnie over there. Whoops, other way. What? That way.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
It's like
we
being a
still have
weatherman.
trouble
I know.
with it,
I have trouble with it. Hi.
She got stuck into a ditch, and essentially they had to build a bridge out of tree trunks to get her out of it. She lost her power steering, and then she also got several flats while she was out there because it's a brutal district, right? Hutch, his car, I don't even know what's wrong with it, but there's some sort of like we're actually setting up a GoFundMe to try to help pay for their car repairs because it just chewed up everybody's car, right?
Gosh, I mean, yeah.
My eardrum blew up. Diego took me to the ER. Like, got up the next day.
Yeah, he had an impacted eardrum where he had a hole in his ear. He went to the hospital that night and then still came out the next day to knock doors.
Wow. Yikes,
right?
That's amazing.
The real deal. Like, and the people that are watching this from the other campaign houses, like, they deserve so much credit, and their stories are so interesting, and like every single day they talk to so many voters, and they'll deal with angry people, they'll deal with people that cry because they're just overly emotional. You got to think, for example, in Matt's district, I mean, it's like bumfuck nowhere, right?
Yeah.
And you got to think they've never been reached out to. No one cares about them.
Aww.
You know, this is the forgotten America. And all of a sudden, these guys here will show up at their house. They'll talk to them and ask them what they care about. And not only that, but be able to talk to them about liberty,
Yeah.
right? Because they're unique, right? And so you can ask the right questions that makes them think, well, hey, that's kind of weird. Why would a Republican pass gun control measures, right? And just put that in their ear. And then also promote a candidate and kind of like to start to red pill. And when you think about it, just in 2018, 2019, 1.5 million doors, right? What does that do? Right? So aside from winning victories, we've got the microphones, right?
Yeah.
And we've got guys who know these ideas and can start to like essentially a little bit of peanut butter on the red pill and over and over and over to start waking people up. And I mean, the stories they have, like every time I had to write an email that night with stuff that happens, there's just so many adventures that they have to go through. So not only are they able to deal with Corona Karens,
Oh.
not only can they deal with, angry people, there's people that will cry at the door just out of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
There is, car problems that they have to solve, right? So they have to go get the car fixed, take the car, get back, start working, then come back, pick up the stuff. People will come out of nowhere, help them out, pick them up, because there's other cars that they're like, I got you. So everything is moving. Kind of like if you've ever worked service industry, you know how people are not really talking. They're kind of just like corner, behind you, heard. It's kind of like that. Like people
Yes.
really,
The back of the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, so like they understand each other and they start to speak one language. Things really click because it's like family, and they can go out there and grind. And that's why they should be here, right here, because these guys and the people on the campaign houses, like James or Herb, right, Herb Master, right, like people like that. They go out there and they work and they grind like no one else. And then people want to sit there on Facebook and talk shit. Like, get on their level.
Thank
Dang
you
it,
guys for what you do. I just want to say because for like my children, I have we have an 11-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 5-year-old, and they're growing up in a household where we talk about liberty and that kind of stuff. And I hope that they're going to grow up and be just like you guys, get out there and spread the
Let's
message.
fight back.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really.
We'll get them.
This is really is making me have some feels like.
I'm telling you, it's a real deal. No one else is want to do what they do, right?
I really,
no one
yeah.
$1,000. They do this because they care, and they're seriously bought in. And a lot of them, these guys are going to be the future of Yao. In fact, essentially, there's 4 of my state chairs for the regions I overlook are in this house right now, and only one of them started off as already being my state chair when, when these campaigns kicked off. So they've already moved leadership roles, and they'll essentially replace me. You know what I mean? And I couldn't be happier about it.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's a good leader.
That's leadership. Yeah.
Yep. That's
replace me.
Yep. Exactly.
Let me go do something else.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh. I am like goosebumpy. I
like
really
it because we are very like anarchists, where we really don't vote, but there's no one worth voting around here. It's always a lesser of two evil things. I might show up if something was on the ballot that like a whatever they have, new ordinances or whatever, but even that there's nothing much there. But I do believe I believe in the defensive voting, and I like that people are back there at least trying to slow down the roll of tyranny.
Because again, listen, we don't want to have to do this. I mean, before this, I was studying psychology, and I was working in the neuroscience lab, and now I'm here.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really cool. So I think what we were doing in the lab, which is, to me, that's what I get off at. It's like neuroscience. Like, we were trying to recreate Mozart's fly, where we would artificially select flies that had a propensity to listen to Mozart. If we could do that, we could test the physiology, the brain, the biology, to see where music came from. And not only that, but if you can do that, right, why not make a Metallica fly? Why not go for that? And that's what we were doing. And then I got the Liberty bug, and now I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That is a weird jump.
What is your direction now for yourself? Where do you see yourself going? Do you want to?
I don't care. I'm in this until. The way I look at it is that the empire killed friends of mine. There are mothers that will weep every single night because they miss their sons. There are fathers that will never see their kids, right? And the empire did that, and they did that with complete political indifference, as they send them to wars to die for no fucking reason, right? So until this thing comes burning to the goddamn ground, I'm gonna stay here and fight.
That's awesome.
I like that.
We need people like you to do that.
A lot of people talk Hawaiian shirts and optics, but they don't want to maybe do a step before that.
Right, like this, yeah, like, because I don't want to have to move,
A lot of people actually understand this. A lot of veterans are, funny enough, they're big boys, they're big igloo boys. And you know what? Good, because I actually look at the big igloo boys as like kind of like the serious Tea Party. The Tea Party's cucked. You know what I mean? Marco Rubio came in on the Tea Party, and look at that guy, right? And funny enough that Marco Rubio came in on the Tea Party wave, and he has enough balls to make fun of the boog, right? It's like, you're doing the same thing that they did to the Tea Party. If I can mar you as a racist or an extremist, I can just, therefore dismiss you. Like, You're so far into this game, so fuck it. Fuck him, fuck everybody too. At least that's like the real Tea Party, right? It's the one that's like, all right, find out, fuck around, get clapped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The one thing that I think a lot of veterans understand is that we want a peaceful revolution. Most revolutions don't work. And if we can't have a peaceful revolution, that's going to lead to a hot war. And that is where, people are going to die. And I don't want that. So we do everything we can to do this, like Ron Paul asked, peacefully. That's why we're here, because we care about peace.
I do. I really do.
Christian just reminded me, congratulations on your deadlift PR you got there.
Yeah, I mean, people think I've been lifting forever, and I haven't. I was like, it's only like 435 pounds. It's not a lot.
Only? What the hell are you doing? Only? What do you mean only?
It's not that much. Like, there's people that...
Oh, yeah, it's relative. I mean, that's probably all the plates I have in my house.
I want to watch that again.
You can't, like, watch a guy like Hafthor Bjornsson do a 500-kilogram deadlift and be like, oh, yeah, my 435 pounds is significant. All right, it's cool. It's a personal record. I'll take it.
Take it.
But,
So are you striving, what's your next goal then?
I don't think like that. I just think more.
Okay, so just more.
I have a friend who comes over and he's just like, just keep going.
Yeah. Wow.
Which won't happen, but it might. Who knows? Fuck it. I'm pretty crazy.
So did the Rona kill any of your gains?
Yeah, there was a big muscle recession, a lot of body weight workouts, and like I started like not fitting into my shirts. They started getting real loose, and I was like starting to get worried. I was like, oh no. Please.
Withering away.
I'm withering away.
And there was a muscle recession too.
Oh gosh.
That's why my friend was over, and I'm like, man, we're getting low on plates here. I should probably buy some more. And he's like, you can't find plates right now.
Yeah.
Shut up. And boy, supply did not meet it.
No.
That's why, and then I'm like, maybe I should just sell mine, and then I can buy more when this is all over with.
You're like, all right, I'll suffer for 2 months, and then I'll walk out like with a monocle and a top hat from all the plates I sold. We going to Hawaii, baby. Like, that's how it would have been. Sell those damn plates, yeah.
Okay, so people, Jacob has mentioned in the chat here about he found out that his town has passed a local ordinance forcing people to wear masks. What are your thoughts on the whole mask thing? Do you wear them? Do you say you have a medical condition and you can't wear them?
It's a lot easier when private businesses ask you to do it, whether I believe it or not. I still believe in honoring their wishes.
The private business, yes. That's Dave is like.
All issues, right? Because some owners will say do this, some won't. There are some numbers that say, like, essentially, this is just one big inflated thing. You look into it, there's a lot of stuff. You can get real nuanced about it. What I do know is that I might have my skepticism about the numbers. I might feel a certain way about the mask, but I'll never forgive what the government did to a lot of people and how they put people out on their ass, right? Business owners, people who are trying to do it, entrepreneurs, right? These are the people that really take my preference to a whole new deal. They essentially put all of their capital, they take all of the risks, right? And if, their employees get paid, the bills get paid, they're the last ones to get paid. And if it works, which most don't, right? Then they will see a reward. And those people who are trying to put their head down, make something of themselves, make a little nest egg for themselves, the government essentially said, you're non-essential. And it made me think back to that old clip of, what's that? The Twilight Zone, where if you've ever seen it, we actually did a clip. My buddy Reed clipped this, put it out. I think it's perfect. It's called The Obsolete Man, right? Where essentially they kill a librarian because he's non-essential, right? But they go, you're obsolete. And so they use the term non-essential. And I was like, non-essential to who, motherfucker, right? Like, this person has to pay the bills. He has kids. Somehow his kid's not essential. So again, everything could be solved through private measures, but then you have government, and look what happened, right?
Yeah,
how'd that work?
The first time I had to wear a mask into a store, I had to sit in the car and rage, like, just internally about it for like a while, and then I did the whole same thing. I'm like, it's the store asking me to wear it. I don't have to go in the store. And then I'm like, but the store
had to have a big talk with himself.
but the store also charges tax on everything I buy.
Right.
And I still go there.
You can play 6 Degrees to Kevin Bacon with that. I haven't thought too deeply about it. I just know that for whatever this is, I think that what the government did was salt on the wound. And in fact, I think they were actually worse. They were worse than anything the virus could have done. And there will be virus. And that's the scary part, is that essentially people got scared and they gave up their liberties. And if anybody's ever read Robert Higgs, who is my spirit animal, I love Robert Higgs so much. But he wrote Crisis in Leviathan back in 1987 when he was still a minarchist. And he essentially talked about the ratchet effect and how governments use crisis to absorb power. And that even when it's over, they've already ratcheted that and they will never get it back, right? And even squishy people like Milton Friedman, right, said there's no more permanent government, or there's nothing more permanent than a temporary government solution.
Oh my gosh, yes. I've heard that, and I say that like, we're just gonna temporarily, and I'm like, this is how it is now. This is what it's temporary. That's a lie. That is such a lie.
And this is why I don't go into the conspiracy realm or anything like that. The government already does things out in the open that are just so reprehensible that it's like, why the fuck do I need to put a tinfoil hat on? Like, they already do this stuff. Like, look at Libya, right? You think about it. Plenty of people go, Barack Obama was a saint. All right, cool. Barack Obama toppled Gaddafi. 3/4 of that country is loyal to ISIS now. And by the way, they reintroduced slavery back in Africa. So not only in Libya, right? Yeah, so Libya has opened a slave trade market now there. And not only that, but Africans from other countries, right? The other 43 countries in Africa, when they flee through Libya, if they're caught, they're sold on the slave market. So Barack Obama is personally responsible for reintroducing slavery back to Africa. When you look at the US Saudi genocide, right? Think about that. 11 million people are this close to a scheduled death. The UN has called it the worst humanitarian crisis in modern history, or in history, right? 11 million people is exactly what they say Hitler killed, right? So it's funny enough that in 2020, we have a genocide that's been funded by Barack Obama, that's been funded by goddamn Trump, right? Where innocent children, but they don't look like us, but it's okay, fuck it.
Yeah.
So they're gonna die, they're scheduled to die, they're dying of starvation. Not only this, the Saudis, with our weapons, with our fuel, we refuel them in the air, we'll bomb hospitals, wells, we put sanctions on them, right? And when the rescuers go to these, you know, whatever it may be, hospitals, whether it be a farm that they bomb, whether it be just a whatever sort of gathering, they will fly in the air for 6 hours to do a double tap, which is where they will go and bomb the rescuers too, right? So this is happening in Yemen. The largest humanitarian crisis in history is happening right now in 2020. In Iraq, everyone was fed bullshit to go fight for some war based on self-interest and political will. In Afghanistan, we funded the Mujahideen, right? Who would have thought that could have come back to haunt us? And anyway, it was the Saudis that fucking did it. And here we are arming them, right? We're in 43 out of 44 countries in Africa. Why? And we've done this essentially with the 2001, 2002 AUMF, that's the authorization to use of military force, right? So we have so Congress has given away their power. Again, fuck government, right? Because this is what they actually do.
Yeah.
For the past 18 years, they've had a blank check with no geographical constraints, with no sunset, that essentially the 2002 AUMF was essentially the one that was still used to justify the use of killing one of the top Iranian generals and possibly kicking off a world war. Where Congress conceded their power, gave it over so the executive power can make unilateral decisions. They use that they use that in the justification for murdering a general in Iran, right? This is what these monsters do. They're sociopathic, blood-soaked monsters, right? And everyone should get up and start actually doing something. These people are evil. John Bolton is evil, right? There's no need to invoke the devil. They work in DC.
Definitely.
This is like
Mary's getting caught up on current events right now.
No, I'm like I stopped watching the news and reading the paper because I can't handle it. Like, it kills me to think that they're doing this to be like, I hurt 4 people. Like, right. I can't take it. It's too much.
Wait, what's his? I should have voted harder, I guess.
Oh, he's joking. He's joking.
It makes me think of something that our state legislators are doing, which is actually really cool, right? We're working together really well with the guys from Bring Our Troops Home. Now, the cool part about that is Danny McKnight, the guy who founded this with a couple other people like Ben Adams, right? He was a National Guardsman who was essentially a sitting duck on a deployment. He scaled a mountain to get on a sat phone and call his governor because the leadership had abandoned him and left him and his guys to die.
Wow.
The governor finally sent resources and he was able to bring his guys home, right? And now he runs Bring Our Troops Home, right? And what they've proposed, and this was all Patrick McGeehan out of West Virginia, but essentially it's called Defend the Guard Act, right? And the 2001, 2002 AUMF, right? What it says essentially is this, right? It's on a state level, right? The empire exists all over, but federally, that's where they're the biggest, right? They say, Defend the Guard Act, what these people have proposed, right, essentially, is that here's what it is. Either you get rid of the 2001, 2002 AUMF, authorization to use of military force, you actually pass a declaration of war through Congress, which they won't do because they're spineless cowards, or we refuse to send the National Guard's troops overseas. And now here's the thing. At one point in time, the National Guardsmen were 40% of people deployed overseas.
What nation are they guarding?
Yeah. So it really does hit them hard. From a state legislative perspective, you can still have a lot of effect, right? And it's only, again, even if we're going to use this crazy constitution thing, right? It's the states ratified the federal government. The states ratified the Constitution, right? So that which you giveth, you can take it away. And the only way to actually draw power away from DC is at the state level. No one's delusional of what DC is. And I'm not a reformist. I'm an abolitionist, right? But this is a great way to at least move the ball forward, right? Because, again, utopias don't exist. And I like Mike Munger's description of I'm a destinationalist, or a directionalist, not a destinationalist. My destination is to get rid of it all as fast as possible. I like Austin Peterson. I saw someone mention that, but Austin Peterson's Liberty by Sunset. Yeah, I'm for it. But at the same time, we have to put things in place to get the ball rolling. Now, arguing on Facebook, sure as fuck won't do it.
I like that. Like, I like that all, like, just, do the next right thing, you know, just keep going forward and in the movement, you know, because I don't want a boob, you know. Like, I mean, if it happens, and you know, but I think it's. What did Peter say? You always are really great at remembering what Peter said about how,
it supports anybody moving in the right direction.
Yeah, it ties into that quote.
That whole directionist.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that so much.
I mean, it's either, you know, and I tell these guys, and Winnie was whispering that, but it's like, you know, knock doors and fight for a peaceful revolution or you'll get a hot war. Right? And that's true. Right? We have to act like, you know, like we have to just take this in for what it is, right? Like this is terrifying. And to me, it's like, you know, I watched the movie called The Outlaw King the other day. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it. It'll definitely make you just hate governments all over. History, time, whatever. Even fictional. Right?
Even fictional.
It does not matter. So in this, one of, I guess the prince, right, is responsible for trying to take out this Scotsman who's fighting for liberty, right? And they're searching for him and they can't find him. And they take, so the wife and the kid had run away, and I guess it was someone related to him, right? Some guy that was responsible there. They said, "Where is he?" And they said, "I don't know." And it was just like this really emotional moment where, you know, armed people, they grabbed him, they put a noose around him, and the prince essentially takes him and stabs him and guts him. And like you saw that this guy had no control, right? And that he was just essentially stabbed and no one could help him because there's armed men stopping him. And then we think to today where a cop and three other cops, right? Essentially they put, you know, look what happened to George Floyd. They let that man die in plain sight and no one could do anything because they were terrified of the police, right? They knelt on a man. He called for his dead mother before he died. He called out to her. If that's not haunting to what the state can do, I don't know what will mobilize people. They murdered that man in plain sight. It's recorded for 8.5 grueling minutes. They stripped him of his humanity and they murdered him. So if that can't get people off their couch to actually do something, I don't know what will.
So what are your thoughts on now that everybody, you know, as far as corporate is going, you know, removing like, it's like, I feel like they've lost sight though. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure. But suddenly now they want to take Aunt Jemima away because, oh, the racists about, you know, we can't be, you know, it's like you've had all this time to analyze and think about what you're selling. Yet now it seems like suddenly it's the thing you want to do. Like, I feel like they're putting, then people are excited about like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fight for get Aunt Jemima taken. You know, and I'm like, you're putting all your energy in the wrong spot. like
I like Eric July's quote, right? He goes like, you know, racism without statism is just a bad idea, right? That's all it is, right? If you don't like me, fuck it, whatever. I'm Cuban. You don't like me, cool, whatever, fine. I'll move forward. Like I'm gonna be all right. But when you involve the state, that's where it gets bad. With this stuff, they're just not focused on like the real enemy here. Like they don't really get it. Now here's the thing. I mean, I have conversations with people all over the country, and I just had a conversation with a girl today, who, you know, you can pick up real quick like where they're coming from. Out of California, you know, you would assume that she was like super inspired by like Bernie Sanders and all these people. But when I defined to her what liberty was on a very basic level, they get it. Like I said, you know, pretty much what liberty is you don't have to read Human Action. You don't have to read any of this. Liberty is very simple. We don't hurt people. We don't take their stuff, and we mind our own fucking business, right?
It's beautiful.
And that's it. And then just explaining to her about how that happens and imposing your will on other people, and they get it. And that's what I think the fight should really be had, is not whether fucking Aunt Jemima's racist. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I mean, she started the company. I saw it somewhere, I don't know if it's true, but essentially she was a black woman that was freed, started a company, made millions of dollars. She's one of the first black millionaires, right? And they're just, and you know, there's nothing wrong with revising history, but this whole thing of like whitewashing it is just disgusting.
Whitewashing it. Yeah, exactly.
It's just stupid. Like, all right, cool. There's 11 million people scheduled to die in Yemen. Get your fucking shit together.
Mm-hmm. It's weird where people want to put their energy, you know, and it's I see a lot of people
the misdirection of
misdirection.
just of you know media in general.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah, they're like, quick, let's talk about this, and we're gonna take Uncle Ben off of this, and we're gonna, you know, and I'm just like,
cool.
Okay, but the problem that's actually happening is. You know, okay, not that.
It's all the murder that we should.
It's all the murdering, you know. Yeah. Oh gosh.
The incarceration rate in the Western world.
Yeah. Yes.
That's a good start. The war on drugs.
Yes.
Right. That would be like a hill to die on.
Please.
Massive wars. I mean, they love brown children, except we're bombing the shit out of them, and they don't say a word. Like, I had someone that's like, my biggest hill to die on is gay rights, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool, man. I want everybody to, you know, like, I don't mess, like, I don't care. Do whatever you want. Like, I don't put wherever you want to put it. Just, I don't care. It's your life, right? Love who you want to love. Get old with whoever you want. I don't believe in marriage licenses, but like, whatever. Just you do. But do you know that they bomb gay people in other countries? Because I feel like that's way worse than not letting them get married.
Oh my gosh, Matt has
throwing
talked about that
them
before.
off roofs and stuff like that.
Throwing them off roofs, yeah.
I don't know if they know that. Like, we execute like plenty of gay people, brown people, you know, black people, all over. We just kill people everywhere.
Just Here
too. Yeah. So it's like, why not just have that fight, right? Why is there not a hierarchy of disgusting, moral, like evil things, and then fight? You know, why don't we triage this and get rid of the empire first, and then we'll get to Aunt Jemima as soon as we're done getting rid of the empire?
Yeah.
Because they're not, and this is the problem with those people, is some of them you can honestly have a conversation, and those people might wake up. A lot of these people, they're trying to fight a monster that doesn't exist, and they'll die on a hill that's already been taken over. Mm-hmm. They'll die on that hill for no fucking reason. I don't get it. Like, you know what I mean? But they want to feel like they did something, but they're not willing to actually fight for anything.
Yeah.
They just virtue signal, kind of like the people online.
The virtue signaling. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the marriage license. Oh gosh, I was talking to somebody about that. And my dad, you know, because I said, the government has their hands into too many things, you know, and I'm like trying to like slowly like say things, you know, even though they know like how I feel about a lot of it, but you know, so but and he's like, yeah, that shouldn't even matter, and I'm like, okay, good, like check that one off.
So many problems would get solved without government. It'd be fantastic.
Oh my goodness. I'm so glad that you came on tonight. Everybody's just, I feel like I'm fired up. Everybody's fired up. This has been so great. I have to pee, and so I'm sorry. This is what I do at this time of night, 'cause it's like 11:30. But
it's our target.
I need to. I just want to ask you a couple, like, silly, fun questions. Is that okay if I do that at the end?
Never.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite color?
I like black and gold, black and red.
All right.
Those go well together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
black and red?
Black and red. I know. No, I'm into sports. Are you into sports? Do you like sports? What do you like? Who's your team?
Yeah. I mean, essentially, like, I have a New York Yankees tattoo on me, and I love the Jersey Devils, and I love watching hockey. It'll still give me a heart attack, but you know, I went down the rabbit hole. So like for me, it's like I wake up and I know what I'm thinking about. I can't focus on it, and it's not like you shouldn't. I actually encourage people to like find an outlet that's not like something. But that hockey for me, you know, I love it. I think baseball is wizardry. The fact that you can change the direction on a ball that you're not touching is like some magic bullshit, and someone should look into that. That's some straight up nonsense. The fuck said that was okay. You can make a ball slow down without touching it? What? Is there a rope attached? Like, so I just think that's the wizard stuff right there. So
Wizard
someone's got to.
All right, so I was gonna say like, what do you do for fun? But I think what you're doing is already fun for you. But do you do anything outside of this?
Yeah. So one is I like going to the gym and getting the demons out. That's always fun. It's good. I think it's the best, like kind of like, well, it's not, maybe not the best. Maybe for me, it's just a lot of fun because you get to compete against your former self.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. Yep.
By default, you're into, I mean, you're just, essentially, you're just trying to be a better person because you're trying to beat your former self. So
Wow.
that's self-improvement. So I like that. I love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There's something just stress relieving about choking a dude out. I get it.
Tell me more about that. I mean, really though, like
When Mary
I
first,
actually
we got
watched.
cable and we got the MMA, and she's like,
I
"Oh,
love watching that because
two
it's like
consenting adults beating the
watching
crap out of each other."
two consenting adults just, I'm like, yeah, this is great.
Yeah, and it's really cool because it's like human chess, right? And it's essentially who it appeals to, kind of like the way that OWD and Yao appeals to like the radicals that want to fight for something.
Yes.
It's like through BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, who it appeals to is essentially the more cerebral people. These are like the same way, like, libertarians are just like people that are nerdy and right. Is the same way BJJ is for the cerebral people. It's really very technical, where it was started by a very small man fighting very big people, right? And so it's all about just thinking about how to use, chokes, snaps, and technique to, outmaneuver and take out someone that's bigger. And it's good. It teaches people a lot of, humility, right? Because essentially you're going to get choked for years on end before you even have the shot of choking anybody back.
Yeah.
Learn real quick, you're not big dog, right? And so just in that chase, it's also about self-improvement because there's always going to be someone that's better than you. And that's really good too. People need that, a little bit of reality.
Yes. That humility, like bring that ego down a little bit, like, oh gosh. Okay. So, books, movies, what are you into?
I don't watch TV. The last thing I did watch though was the Monopoly on Violence that Pete Quinones put out.
Okay.
So he put out a documentary and it's got all of my favorite people: Tom Woods, Dave Smith, Pete's in it. Everybody at the Mises Institute that are just so. I mean, Jeff Dice is one of the best thinkers I've ever heard in my entire life. He can absolutely, every time I listen to him, he's got something unique, a unique perspective that's never been done, and he kind of opens the way that I look at the world. And that kind of brilliance should be cherished and looked at more. I'm hoping that Jeff hopefully come down to Dallas. I don't know yet. I won't say anything, but people like that, it's just really nice to watch. But Monopoly on Violence is the last thing I watched. But that's about it. I don't have the patience to watch a movie. I'll kind of just skip to the end to see how it ends and be like, oh look, it worked out, and then just go do whatever I do.
It worked out or it didn't.
Books, I think that's one of the most beautiful things ever. I feel like you can unlock a new person every time you open a book, and it's kind of like stand-up comedy. You're not the same person when you first walked into the club than you are when you walk out. Essentially, you let the person take over your brain and take you through time and space and give you new information, and you process that, and different emotions are involved, and new knowledge is applied, and different connections in your brain are made. By the time you close the book, you're not the same person. Your brain's not even the same. It's actually physiologically different. And people should cherish that more because there's a lot of information in those things. So it's really cool to read things. I've learned more through books outside of college than I ever did in it. I thought college was so dumb. Don't do it. If you're not doing hard sciences or something where you absolutely need it, take the chance and build your career.
Yeah. That's how I feel too. Even just in high school, I was forced to read a bunch of things and I didn't want to read them. I went to a trade school for massage therapy, worked for the hospital and a chiropractor, and I was just I don't know. Okay, fine. And then I was done and we had a family. But I feel you can never, you should never stop learning. You can stop learning, but you should never stop learning. You should keep reading books. They're out there. Go get them. Yeah, I love that. I need quiet time to read though. I can't read with my children around, so that's really hard for me.
I don't have any kids.
Yeah.
You guys are saints.
Because I can't, like, they're asking me,
insane.
like, I'm reading the same paragraph over and over, and I'm like, well, I didn't retain any of that, so.
I have to deal with 1,000 20-year-olds, and that's kind of like being a parent.
Yeah, totally.
You know, I don't have to put any of them. Well, I've had to put a couple of them to bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's no butt wiping. You're doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, no, you're good. Yeah.
You know, when we get there, you know what?
Then you're done.
That's my line.
That's the
It's
line.
like you're sleeping like that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh my gosh. So tell us one more time. Tell us one more time about Mobilize 2020. Okay, so I see up here it's happening August 6th through the 8th. Is that correct? Is it in Dallas?
It's Dallas.
Okay.
Mobilize 2020. So if you go to yaliberty.org/mobilize, right, you can apply there. So
Dave,
any of the
put a link
campaign
here.
guys that might be watching, just post that link so people can see it.
I got it.
There you go. Yep.
Bam. Clutch. Appreciate it. Good looks. You can apply there, and essentially it's going to be 1,000+ liberty activists, and every single person you know in the liberty movement, names you might recognize. Essentially, like, hey, how cool would it be again to like watch Ron Paul come out to a confetti cannon and finally get the respect he deserves? I mean, think about this, right? When Ron Paul decided to run for Congress again, George W. Bush, that Yosemite Sam cartoonish human being, right, and went all the way down to his district and convinced the Democrat to switch parties to Republican so that they could primary Ron Paul out of his seat.
What?
When Ron Paul won, George Bush called him and said, "Wow, I never thought you'd win." Right? When Ron Paul ran for president, essentially he called out the war on drugs, he called out the empire, he called out things like, you know, the fact that taxation is theft, and he was a lonely man. He started a revolution and a movement out of it because he was brave, but he was alone. There was, you know, the libertarians, the handful that were libertarians before then, but remember, libertarians started off in Murray Rothbard's kitchen with 12 people, right? And this guy started a movement. That's the man who spent decades of his life doing the right thing no matter what. And I love the fact that we can honor him, right? While he's still alive, right? We can honor him and we can listen to him, and 1,000+ liberty activists will be in one room together chanting "End the Fed." And I feel like finally he got to a place where he gets the respect and that he absolutely deserves. Like, that man did so much to bring us all together, right? He started a movement for it, and finally he gets exactly what he deserves, which is the whole country should be chanting.
I know. Because you know what? He really wanted to just teach people.
You guys mind if I have a glass of whiskey or no?
Have a glass of whiskey.
I
Oh my
forgot to tell
gosh,
yeah,
are you
should have
serious?
been drinking the whole time.
I'm 3 beers in.
And Mary's almost done with her 6-pack.
Yeah, no. Get the whiskey. I'm gonna go pee. Somebody,
Oh,
yeah. No, you're fine, Dave. Talk to him. You guys, ask Dave some questions. He gets nervous when I leave.
Everything comes out all right.
I saw people mention the Ron Paul coins. I got a few Ron Paul coins from back in the.
I got one from David Gay. He gave me one in Memphis.
Yeah, I got a couple of those.
So, thanks, Papi Chulo. What's funny about Memphis is that me and David Gay were out there at like 1 o'clock in the morning just singing salsa songs together. I love that man.
He has a very wide variety of music he listens to.
I love the way that he is. I love him for the monster he is. He really is just fantastic.
Yeah, he's driven.
Here.
Oh yeah, I've got nothing.
Oh.
Clean that up. Actually, normally I'm pretty deep in, but tonight I decided to take a break. So Mary's the only one drinking right now.
Oh, well, she's having a blast.
Oh, Dottie says I love him too. That's David's mom there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's been here.
That's cool. I've never met Mama. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, she's been in here for a while. She said she loves Cubans.
Me too. Now I can pick another path profession. What do you do? Oh, that's interesting.
This one.
Yeah, that question. 20 years back, I don't know. 20 years back, I'd probably figure out how to not crap my pants. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 20 years. Oh yeah, you're not that old.
I'm 32.
Okay. Now, what were you doing before you got into the whole? Can't remember. What it was the neuroscience that you're doing and stuff like that?
So when I got out, essentially, I dedicated some time to going and fucking off and traveling.
Yeah.
I moved back to Seattle. I went to Florida for a little bit. Did odd jobs, and then because I thought I might be too stupid for college. And it's not that I'm smart; it's just that college is so stupid.
Yeah.
It turns out I'm all right, but I was kind of worried. So signed up for psychology, not knowing anything, and essentially I read all of because I didn't know what I was doing. So I essentially read all of Freud's work just to try to figure out like this is the you know
Yep.
him and William James were like the founders of psychology, right? And they had a lot to give. So I read all of that so that I wouldn't be the dumbest person in the class. Apparently, they just let anybody in now, so it's cool.
So that give you an edge, all that reading then?
Yeah, I mean, it did just because like it taught me how to think. Really cool. Something that's everybody else was like, "Hey, study this," and regurgitate it, which sucks. It's like, why would I go to a class to just repeat after me? No, not that part. Okay, like I didn't want to do that. I wanted to learn how to think about thinking about things, and that's what I thought academia was going to be. It was like this intellectual battleground where if you didn't come ready, you were going to get chewed the hell out.
Yeah.
Like what? Like, what war would you go to where you're not prepared? And so like I thought that it was going to be intense, and instead what I saw is just stupidity. I remember I was in comparative animal behavior, and this is where we talk about essentially what Darwin took, which is the fact that we have a lot in common with our ancestors, right? And so it's really cool because like one is like we all have the same facial expressions, right? Like we all, like when we smile the same. Different muscles happen, and if someone's faking it might not, like if I'm like you know what I mean, my eyes don't move but my mouth smiles, it's a fake smile, right? And so you notice that animals have something similar too, right? And so through comparative animal behaviors, how we can figure out a lot of ourselves. Like the whole reason I was trying to do the Mozart fly was essentially to figure out like through these animals, right, how can we learn more about ourselves, right? And in this class, I remember a guy who was a beautiful mentor. Like essentially he did studies where he figured out like what they would do is they would take chimps and they would put an X on their forehead and have them look in the mirror. And what they noticed is that the chimps would try to wipe it off. There's something called theory of mind, which is really interesting, which is where you understand that you are yourself, and understanding that you are yourself allows you to project the fact that other people also have cognition of themselves. And so it helps you. I mean, theory of mind has essentially allowed us to understand everything, including time. The fact that we can understand past, present, and future is because I can understand that I am you and that you are you and that you're not the same thing. To give you an example, if you get a young, like maybe you might have noticed this, like kids don't have theory of mind. And so a perfect example of this is like a 2-year-old will be reaching into a cookie jar. She'll put her hand in, right? And you go, hey, what is that? The 2-year-old would put the cookie directly in your line of sight, but hide it away from herself, indicating that she only views you as like an actor in this simulation. She doesn't understand that you also just saw what the fuck she just did, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's Jane.
So the studies he was doing on chimps and figuring out that chimps also have theory of mind, right? And so they have some sort of level of cognition. He was able to use that and also figured out that the self is in the right side of the brain, right? Which caused a lot of, drama in that field. But he was able to do that, defend it, and essentially, people adapted. And like that was my mentor. And the only reason I say that is because in comparative animal behavior, he said, listen, guys, I want you to know that this word is offensive. So I'm just going to say this now. But there is a thing called the handicap principle. Now, what the handicap principle is just like the peacock that has bright feathers. It makes it more open to predation. The fact that it exists outside of that allows for it to say, listen, even with all the handicaps I have, look at how I've survived. Therefore, I am better than the other animals, the other peacocks, right? And some chimps have a hole in their chest where, you know, they get a lot of, they can't trap as much heat. They're not as insulated, but the fact that they survive makes them the alphas, right? And so through these handicaps, they've actually shown that they are better selections, right? And so he said, he qualified, he's like, you know, this handicap is an offensive word. And I just asked him, I'm like, why is it offensive? He's like, you don't understand that word. I was like, you know, what happened to context? What happened to intent? You know, it's just mouth noises, right? So, and he was like, well, these words have power. And I was like, you know what has more power than the word handicap? Murder. But if I say that the New York Yankees murdered the Boston Red Sox, you're not calling NYPD, right? And like, he's not responding. And this was a guy that I learned a lot from, right? Mm-hmm. And still, this was academia. It's a sham. It is a scam. Don't do it unless you are absolutely going to do something that you would not get out of anywhere else, that you couldn't do through a book.
What was your? Oh, okay, sorry. What was
Probably
your?
Gonna talk about the same things.
I'm sorry if you already answered this, but what was your your major, your end goal for in college? What was it going to be?
Well, I thought that I wanted to teach, and I did not want to teach. I think part of making it so easy for me not to return to college was the fact that I hated teaching. I was a TA. I helped out with brain physiology, and there'd be 125 kids in that classroom. And at the end of it, 4 would get A's because no one else would show up to I would do 4-hour study groups twice a week, and no one would show up except for those 4, and they're the only ones that got A's. So
wow,
a lot of fraud in academia, and it's really not worth it. It's just, no one cares. It's all just, let me get my papers.
Right. And then where do they go from there? Just to a different kind of job, and paying off that student loan for the rest of their lives. So
People how to be good little socialist worker bees.
Yeah. I think that, at least when I was going to high school, I graduated in 98, and, it was in my junior year. I think everyone's like, where are you going to go to college? What are you going to do? Hurry up and make a decision for your life. And it's like, whoa, I'm 17 years old. Like, you're trying to ask me to make the choice of what I'm going to do. And nobody talked to me about I could do like anything. I could be an Imagineer at Disney, like I was like, okay, doctor, nurse, nope, not going to do that. Lawyer, no. Okay, I'm going to take a year off then, because I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I felt that there was no option for me other than pick something and then just live the rest of your life doing that thing, Yeah. And lots of people switch careers now.
It's crazy. They say that the average person switches careers like 7 different times. And you have to think about like what Thomas Sowell's favorite, like one of my favorite quotes of mine is like, I'm not equal to the same person I was yesterday or even this morning. Mm-hmm. And somehow I think that in 10 years I'm going to be the same person with the same passions. Like, no, clearly not. And somehow I have to make this decision now? No, I reject that. And, I think every good libertarian should be like, I reject, these social norms. They're dumb. Don't tell me what to do. I'll do what I want. And I think that libertarians owe it to everybody else to be the best messengers and to do whatever they're going to do and be successful so that people can look to them for the crowning achievements, right? Because we do have some of the best people, right? As special as they might be, some of them, right? They're still the best people, right?
I love that. Did we talk? Oh, no, we didn't mention this here, but the libertarians were the only ones when they came up to the door, like during the last election season, they were the only ones who didn't knock on the door, even though I had a sign. Everyone else would knock on the door and be like, oh, sorry, we didn't see the sign, and I'm like, really? It's right there. Like, but they saw the sign and they were like, oh, and they put it like in the door handle there, and I saw them coming up because I'm, like, oh, who's coming to the door, and so they left their stuff, and I almost yelled down the street, like, you can come back and talk to me. Like, we can have a conversation.
I'm gonna ruin your day because I look at a no soliciting sign and I go bet, right? Because if people are out here and I'm pushing a candidate that cares about liberty and it means I'm gonna change the country, I'm gonna knock on that door. When you tell me I don't want what you're selling, I go, I ain't selling you anything. I'm here to express my First Amendment right. I'm here to get involved in this American experiment. I'm participating in my civic duty, right? And then they go, oh, right, nice, and then you could be like, oh, I see you've got a gun on your hip. Well, you know what? My candidate loves the Second Amendment,
Yes. No, that's great though, and I just learned recently that the no soliciting has nothing to do with people coming and talking to you about a candidate or anything. Like you can totally do that. That's no soliciting is like don't be coming up and trying to sell me stuff. Don't try to sell me a Kirby vacuum because I have one from 1985. So.
And it's really hard to tell 20-something-year-olds to get off your property because they just like, you know what I mean? They come up to you, they're like all, you know, like bushy-tailed, and they come up and they say, "This is my candidate." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know? And then, wow, this is so inspiring. Okay, I was gonna yell at you, maybe pull out a gun. I think I'm just gonna listen.
Okay, now has anyone had a gun pulled?
I've had several guns on me pulled. Yeah. Oh yeah, several.
How does that make you feel? Like, oh, or like, go you?
I mean, here's the thing: is like no one's ever shot. So
okay.
The other part is like, if you pull a gun on me, it's like you're gonna love my candidate, right?
Yeah. You're gonna love what I have to say.
Yeah. Like, man, if you love guns, wait until you hear about this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if I can get them into a conversation, I'm like, print guns, not money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, all right, cool. At least I know I can probably get this guy's attention. I mean, he already essentially knows what he cares about without using too many words.
Yes, without using too many words. So what is the craziest, I would say, experience that you've had or anybody that you've heard have, I mean, going up to a door? What is like the weirdest thing someone has encountered or you personally?
Oh my God, I don't know how to answer that. That happens on a daily basis. I don't even.
People are crazy.
People are crazy.
So Winnie was here.
I just don't want to reach back there.
His car was in a ditch just a couple weeks ago. She walked up to a door and there was 3 fat men completely naked with the door open.
Just chilling?
Just, I guess, like being free. I guess it's their house. I mean, close the door.
YOLO.
3 fat men being naked together.
Yeah, so like, who knows how, what? I don't know. This is my own business. But yeah, I mean, that's not even the craziest thing. Like, there's just been so many crazy stories that I'd have to pull out a Rolodex.
Yeah.
It's insane. I mean, like on a daily basis, by the time everybody gets home, it's like 8 o'clock. People are coming home, and the stories that get told is enough to keep people entertained for hours.
I'm sure.
It's also really cool to like watch these guys like do what they do too, because like, you know, one, I do it with them, you know, and when you're out there, like you just have so much stuff happen to you on a daily basis that you feel like you've lived like 10 lives, right?
Yes.
You just have so much is happening that, you know, it feels like 2 weeks have gone by and 6 months have gone by and you're not really sure which one's which. And it's gonna, right? You just don't know how to, time is not a real thing anymore.
Yeah.
You're just, what is this? So,
Now, are you guys masking up when you go to talk to people then?
I don't know. People do it however they have to do it. The directors on different campaigns, you know, they tell their people however they have to do it. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm back at the national office, so I don't know. They do it however they see their guys fit best. I'd say, you know, if there's a Corona Karen, probably put a mask. That's just my personal recommendation.
Right.
But I can't tell you what the directors themselves are doing. So.
Jacob wants to know, has anyone ever been invited into a person's house for dinner after going door to door?
Yeah. So funny enough, I was in Maine working a campaign, and I actually met this like leftist who was like very thoughtful, and it's towards the end. It was like 6:59, and he just like seemed like a guy who was like clearly a leftist, but like very thoughtful, very careful. His father was a journalist and had interviewed Castro back in the day. And then, you know, I ended up staying afterwards. He invited me in, and we had coffee and talked for about 3 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like just had a really long conversation. And like, people were calling me like, "You all right?" It's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just having a conversation with my new friend." And this guy had plants all over his house, and there was a waterfall right next to it. And we just sat and talked about everything. He talked to me about Jordan Peterson, funny enough. And we just sat there and talked and talked and talked.
Wow.
And I had already finished up the day, and then so I just got home a little bit later. But you have you don't knock 1.5 million doors and have really meaningful conversations, right? Now, for the most part, we got to get out there and we got to move. But something like that towards the end of the day, I mean, you're
Sure.
gonna have some really powerful conversations. You're gonna red pill a lot of people too.
That's amazing. Now, are you alone? Are the people alone when they're knocking on the doors? Are they in neighborhoods together?
Well, they're working teams. They work together, right?
Okay.
It's good to have a partner.
I was
Someone
like, are
that
there
has-
safe words in case someone calls? Like, yeah, everything's fine. Popcorn, popcorn, popcorn. I've been abducted.
So, I mean, there's situations where people are like, "Hey, can you come pick me up?" And it's like, "Yeah," but I mean, for the most part, these guys. I mean, not even for the most part. These guys have been safe. Like,
Yeah.
nothing's ever happened to them. These guys get home. You know, the the biggest threat they are to themselves is they just have too much fun and enjoy it. Like, they're fine. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're grown ass adults. And they can get by. You know what I mean? There might be 20-something-year-olds, but they've already done more for a movement than most people will in their lives. So like, these people are very functional, and so they can handle themselves. But also, that's why you have an election director there to help put out all these fires. And goddamn, is there a lot of fires, right? But they're safe. Like, this is actually very kosher, very safe. Like, people are fine. The most is like what Herb said, the dogs, and it's like, yeah, cool. Fuck dogs. You know what I mean? I love leave your goddamn German Shepherd roaming the streets. You're an asshole. Right?
Oh, sure. Yeah. If they're roaming the streets.
Then it says like, oh, candidates, campaign volunteers killed the dog. Like, why? So you're just like, fuck it. Like, but it's just a horrible position to be. It's like, hey, dog, leave me the hell alone. And what I've noticed is whenever you yell at the dog, they run away. So.
Okay, yeah. Like, please, I'm just
gonna bark
come in
louder.
peace.
Yeah. Be big or be little.
Liberty After Dark wants to know, are you all running any polling or data collection for the elections?
Yeah, we do our homework. Yeah, we're very professional with what we do. Yeah. Like, we absolutely do a whole bunch of research. Like, I wish, the grassroots team here, I mean, God bless them. They just put so much effort into every single one of the candidates. And all of that data and all of that stuff gets really mulled over, and there's a lot of heavy vetting. Remember, I mean, we're the Liberty people, right? So they have to be really good. So
He
yeah,
he wonders if you care to share any of that info at all.
Fuck no. Sorry.
No. Liberty After Dark. Were you involved with y'all before? I can't remember. Was he involved with y'all?
I can't
At
remember.
all?
He said he might be a
He
member
might
of
be.
something.
Okay, all right. So Joel here, he's sort of near us, a few hours away, but he went to his neighbor's house today to warn them that the cops might be called on them for having a party, because the neighborhood
Facebook
group was like, if
Talking
there's
about it.
parties, we're gonna call the cops. They posted their address in there. He saw it on their on that Facebook group, and so he went to the neighbor's house and was like, "Yo, guys, the Karens are gonna be calling the cops on you." And then the neighbors shared some weed with him, so that's great,
We love to see it. People coming together.
right?
Say, fuck.
Exactly. Exactly. I will maybe be one again. Oh, okay. All right. Cool. That's great.
It's definitely worth being a member of this. It's $10 a year. We couldn't pay for one of, we can't keep the lights on with $10 a year. It's just really, I'll tell you why we have it, just the $10, and it's not free, is that essentially we put thousands of dollars worth of resources and just personally our time.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to, just between the kids, the different events that we have, I mean, we pay, people here, they get paid with, money. It's fiat, but it works for now,
Yeah.
right? And, like, all of this stuff, I personally spend hours and hours and hours just trying to coach people. It's not just, we're not just building a bench of Liberty legislators. We're doing this for our people that work here too.
Mm-hmm.
We're building a bench of Liberty leaders, grassroots activists that are really going to be effective. So if we're doing that and some person's like, I don't have $10, then it just kind of lets you know that they're not bought in. Maybe when they're serious, they will. So It's not about the money. It's about how bought in are you.
Right. And that's when you just say, like, you move on. Next. Like, Betsy wants to know about y'all chapters. How can she find out if there's any in West Virginia? Is there a way to find out?
Listen, they can always reach out to me on Facebook, over the phone. I don't care. My phone stays on until I work myself out of a government. So I answer the phone at all hours of the night, and I can put her in contact with my friend Brian Jacoby, who overlooks West Virginia. That's part of the Appalachian region. And I'm sure that he would be more than willing to help her find her new family.
Great. That's so great. I know I've looked around here now. Am I too old? I'm 40. Am I too old to be involved with anything like this?
We just keep opening the door to new people, and we're doing community organizations because people should know, one is, future leaders will come out of this. Maybe ballot initiatives that are on there that are really good. Maybe you guys can come together and do a charity, or maybe it's just something simple as getting a carpool together so that everybody can come to mobilize. Maybe someone doesn't have a car, and it's just like that community.
Oh, I could drive people. I have a minivan.
I just went to, there's a group down here in Austin called the Austin ANCAPs, and we just went and met up, and it was like really nice too. Sometimes it's just really cool to just be around, people when you're walking around and everybody's a zombie. It's nice to be around people that are thinking different. Right? So it's really good to just have that group, and we say the more the merrier. Like, we're still not living free. We might as well get together and figure out what to do.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, young is subjective.
Thank you. I like it though. I like it. Like, because I looked up, the colleges around here. They have a few people, in it, and I was just like, it'd be so cool if like it got going again, but I don't know. I mean, I could offer rides. That's what I could do. I'll even have Dave clean out the minivan. Oh my gosh. Hey, what are you drinking? Because I left to go pee before I got to see what kind of whiskey.
I didn't ask.
It's just Evan Williams. It's cheap. It'll work.
Oh my gosh, we're
Ezra Brooks.
Ezra
so
Brooks. Yeah.
It's a bit higher proof, and it has a cork, so it makes me feel more like
fancy.
Classy.
Classy.
I ain't that classy.
If you see it here, it's right next to each other on the shelf.
I know Ezra Brooks. I mean, at least it's not Old Crow. You know what I mean?
Oh, we used to drink the Old Crow.
That's what I was really cheap. I'm like, this tastes like wax.
It does taste like wax.
Gentlemen, hard pass. Hard pass.
Oh my!
Yeah, the other day I splurged and I got that Jefferson Reserve.
I can't remember.
But it was the little bottle and it was on sale, so I'm like,
I only got a tiny bit of it, So
apparently I drank it all.
If I'm gonna drink what I want, I'm gonna do an Ardbeg. I love that it's smoky, peaty as hell. It's not even, and just like Ardbeg is such a good Scotch.
Okay.
I mean, like, there's one that tastes like rope, like sea rope, like it's been out at sea and baking. Like it smells like old sea, and it's got that peatiness, that smokiness, and also flavors of bacon. I don't know how they do it. These people, baseball is wizardry. What they did, that needs to call an exorcist right now, because that's straight up black magic.
Yeah, I tried to get into Scotch, never really caught on, and then I fell into bourbon, and that's all I drink now.
Yeah, bourbon's really sweet. It's really good. It's got those vanilla notes, and it's just nice. It's bourbon or Scotch. I can't do anything else. Like other stuff is either too sweet or just too milquetoast. It doesn't have any character to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got people talking about the Canadian whiskeys.
What was
Crown
the
she said it up there.
Pendleton.
Pendleton. We had a poll going earlier. What she should drink was Pendleton or Crown.
Mm-hmm. I wonder which one she picked. Yeah. Can't beat the peat moss campfire taste.
That's my point.
Oh, though that sounds interesting to me. I'd like to try that. I'm up for trying any of it.
Ardbeg is really something different. There's one, and the one that I was talking about was called Oogdal, and it's expensive, and you're gonna drink all of it because it's delicious. So
you're gonna drink all of it because it's so good.
Yeah, that's why I can't get expensive bourbon.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna drink all of it.
Because we're gonna drink it all. Yeah.
That's no good.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that you got to come on and hang out. I don't know why that's not working. I'm sorry. Is something unplugged? There's so many wires and cords.
I know, because it's plugged into the battery pack and not the computer.
Okay, yeah. So like, what's your routine, your daily thing? Like, you're gonna go to bed. It's the weekend now. Do you have a routine? Do you get up? Do you say, like, I'm gonna go do this or that?
Oh, my day is consumed. Just even on a personal level, like I went down to help with Matt Gertler's race, but I'm moving on a personal level. So like I get, I essentially had a month to move out of my place, and I spent the first 2 weeks of this month, helping Matt.
Yeah.
And then I came back and we started staffing for Missouri. That's 150 people. You don't just do that overnight. So that takes a lot of work and a lot of phone calls. My brain is actually fried from how many interviews I've had to do. We have about 1,700 applicants, and we only need 150 people.
Oh my!
Conversations that you have to have.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really put anybody, right? This is for a very select few people, the people that deserve it. But there's a lot of applicants, and so you just have to go through that. So the next, the 2 weeks after I got back from Matt have been spent on that. And I just got lucky enough to where I put in an application for an apartment today. But, it's just very hard to do that because, it's a grind. Every single day is you get up, you fight for liberty. And I don't care. I was like, I don't care if I'm homeless after this. It's like, this is what we got to do, right? Because 12 people elected into office, pissing off the establishment in Missouri will make me a lot happier than, being, oh, well, I got this figured out. Some things are just bigger than myself, and that's the beautiful part about the liberty movement, as I think we all realize there's things that are bigger than us, right? And they're worth fighting for. And that's the best part about this, right? Is like we get to fight for each other. We are our brother's keeper. So that's what we fight for.
Seriously, if you got somebody, like you knew that you helped get this person elected into office and he ended up doing something that Trump actually tweeted about him, bitching about him. I mean...
Right. Oh, be still my heart.
It's beautiful. And you got to play politics, and you got to do it however you got to do it, but you still have to be principled and you still have to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee you're going to be able to just be like, yeah, I'm just a good guy, whatever. It's politics, whatever. That's okay. That's all right. It's fine with me. I love the fact that inside of those government walls, these people are hated the most, but outside they're really loved by their constituents.
Absolutely.
Right?
And they're going in there and they're fighting and they're doing it. Yeah. Oh, that's so great.
Big. And it's just bringing a lot of people together because not everybody can, do this. Everybody can participate one way or another. It's just bringing new people in, right? It's just saying, hey, why don't you go to this event? Well, I don't think I can. And just giving them an extra nudge and be like, no, why don't you come to this event? Oh, I'm kind of being lazy. Right? Because when they come to one of these things, all of a sudden they're bought in and now they're bringing in people. Now they know how to speak to where they can, address the common person who doesn't think about this. Or maybe they get mobilized, they get energized, and they're like, people
that's what I
just
need. I need to like, I need to learn how to talk to people about it. Like I get kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
I know what I believe, but I don't want to start like, I'm talking to your dad or my dad, and or friends, and I'm like,
taxation is theft.
I don't know what to say when they're saying things. I'm like, I don't want to start a fight. I don't like.
Yeah, like we want to just yell, like, actually, if you read John Locke's second treatise of government, we're life, liberty, and actually we're supposed to be property, but they didn't want to say it because, like, and then you're like, okay, great.
Yeah, like I want to have a conversation, but I'm afraid of other people's responses to, and it's like I don't want to.
What I found is just you got to speak. I speak proficient, dude. I got a PhD in bro science. I speak it, right? And it's just putting it in plain English. We don't hurt people. We don't take their stuff. We mind our own fucking business.
Yeah.
Everything else you can expand it out to any policy position, and it'll still make sense. That's it.
That's a really good way of just, okay, yeah, so start simple. Because I have so many things go through my head, I'm like, So a small wombat is afraid of people. Liberty After Dark usually just says, stop being a violent asshole, you prick.
Top notch, bro. 3-day messaging. I'll be a dick. All right, you win.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't think of it that way.
Oh gosh. It is. It's hard. I think a lot of people have that kind of hang up that I have too. I'm not the only one. Garrett says he's not good at it either. Told someone to keep sucking Bernie's dick for 2 months. At least you're saying something. I'm not. I just am like, I'm gonna go get the kids a snack.
Yeah, we do a lot of workshops on like I personally with all my guys. I try to get them to where we spend hours on the phone, in person, and we talk about how to message this stuff. Like it really does matter. I mean, we have the best political philosophy, right? We should not be losing, right? And
I just
so
need a few key points to say where I know, like,
Need
it's
bullets
like
in your belt.
it's like being an Amway again. You know, I got really good at Amway, and I just need to like just have the things that I
The
believe in
answers,
and
you-
just
and know
say,
the answers. Yeah.
and then yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's you got to know. One is like, so for me, it's what I tell my guys is a couple things. It's like I call it you got to find their Adrian, and so what I mean by that is like is that you know where I'm from, New Jersey, when I lived there, the person I lived next.
Sorry, we both did that.
I'm a Jersey boy. I'm out in Texas, but I know where I'm from. You know, I'm
Good.
from the good. That's why I say the Lord's time, right?
Yes.
Funny enough, I'm director of pretty much the entire South, and my buddy Reed goes, "Well, I ain't seen a Yankee fuck the South this hard since Reconstruction," and I was like, "Yeah, pretty much," because you know we wreck shop, we do good. We're grinding every day, but it's all. I'm trying to think of like how to use words, right? And that's hard. I essentially tell them, like, look, when it comes to Adrian, I live next door to a Marine combat veteran who he was 24 at the time. We shared a wall, right? So this was my apartment. He was to the left of me. And so sometimes, you know, Adrian at 19 years old got both of his legs blown off above
shit.
the knee.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Adrian, like Adrian from Rocky. Oh.
No,
Oh
Adrian's a
gosh.
person. Adrian's a person. So I have to qualify, and I should have probably started with you.
I am so sorry.
But it's good to like. So what I say is find your Adrian, and so Adrian got both his legs blown off above the knee, and you know even just complications with it being above the knee is that you know blood flow doesn't do as much, and there's no joint. So even with what do you call that? The prosthetic.
Yeah.
Blood doesn't flow. There's no joint to really hold up the prosthetics that well. So a lot of the times it leads to like a little bit of a rub or a rash, which could lead to an infection, which could mean further amputation. So there was a lot of times where he couldn't use his prosthetics, and so he'd have to use his chair. I remember sometimes he'd want to go smoke a cigarette, and I just used to go into his house and I'd carry him like Yoda on my back, and I'd put him on the picnic table so he could smoke, and then I'd bring him back, because if not, there was like 4 or 5 steps to get out of the house. Then you have to open the door. Then you have to get out to the picnic table. And so, instead of, because you would have to butt scoot, right? Because you can't bring your chair downstairs. That's not how that works. There's gravity. So he'd bring his chair to the edge of the stairs, butt scoot down the stairs, open the door, butt scoot all the way to the picnic table, get up on there, smoke a cigarette, and then butt scoot back. And I couldn't watch him, drag around like a maimed animal. And so I just used to bring him out there to smoke a cigarette, and just watching him have to suffer through that, not only but like a lot of like self-confidence issues. Like he'd always find like a pretty girl, but he'd never want to talk to her. Sometimes he couldn't wear his prosthetics, so he'd come out to a bar and he'd have to come in his wheelchair, and he says, "I hate the way that people look at me." And it gave him that complex too, and he didn't want people to feel bad, but he always would feel the worst. And then I think like sometimes I'd hear him fall, because those legs don't always work, right? And he doesn't have the joints in his legs, so he would fall a lot. And I could just hear that frustration, and sometimes through the wall, I'd hear him yell, "Fuck," like loud. And I knew that he was struggling, and I watched him suffer. And I think of stories like that as like, that's what motivates me to get out there and fight these people, is that this is happening. It's not just one person, it's happening all over, right? These people will suffer for the rest of their lives. They will have issues that they will have to get around because the state did that. So find out what people care about first, which means for libertarians, you're going to have to do a little bit of listening, which is get them to start talking. Because here's the thing, it is in every aspect of our lives. It fucks with us in one way or another, whether it's the drug war, whether it's like a failed business because they couldn't keep up with the taxes. Like I have a friend in Delaware who had to close his business because he made more as an employee than an employer because of taxes. So he closed shop and he gave up on his dream. And everybody has their Adrian. And so when you find out what the Adrian is, you pull it out, you bring it to light, and you poke the son of a bitch and start until it starts to get inflated, right? Until it's get, and this person should be pissed and seething at the mouth. And then when you say, this is your government, then they have a better understanding because you use their perspective of how they're looking at the world, and you showed them how. And the good thing is that, we're all nerds. So a lot of us can just explain how the hell this happened. Like, this happened because of this, and this. And like, I never knew that. They're like, yeah. And now a person is looking at the world a little bit different. And now you've used something that they care about to highlight why the government hurts them. And then when you go like, would you really let the same people that are, that have caused the reintroduction of slavery in Africa, that have, pushed your friends out of business, who essentially gave up on their life dream? Would you really trust these people to make these decisions here? These people are horrible. Don't you think you or I are better vessels for this? Don't you think we're more peaceful people? And why would you use violent means to do that? And then you can really call on it instead of just being like, human action, right? And that lets you build a connection, right? It's like Jonathan Haidt says, you got to break bread. You got to sit down at the table. You got to care about what they care about in order to get them to listen. Because if not, you're just trying to be right, and that's not going to work.
Right, and that's
how
exactly
we
it.
talk.
Yep. That is so true. Oh, I want to listen to more of this. This is really helping. Dave in the chat wants to know if Adrian had a code, like a knock code, to let you know about SIG time, and have you checked in on him since moving?
No, it's been hard. I mean, that's one of the things. This year, so Mobilize is going to be August 6th, and this will be the third birthday that I've spent where I'm working my birthday. So I don't even have time. So it's just hard to keep up with people. I try to, put out phone calls, and people, when you call them, you have essentially enough time to be like, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm all right. But, last I heard was, he got a house and, it has like an elevator in it so he can get between floors. So he's doing better than he was. He's not butt scooting out to the picnic table.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
he's still moving forward.
Jacob wants to know how he would be able to use that in conversation. Wait, what is that one?
To get his wife away from supporting Trump.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
And her Adrian would be our kids.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
So think about Republican leadership essentially passed the largest spending bill in human history. And you have to think about the consequences of that. Is that your child, the one that you grew up, that you wiped his ass, you went to sleep late at night, the one that you took care of, right? You were his keeper, right? He's an escrow, essentially, for the first 18 years until he's old enough. And you're going to watch him struggle, and you're going to watch him pay tens of thousands of dollars back to the government for things that he never had. And Trump did that. He did that to you, right? There's every different way that this man has abandoned. I mean, one is, why just your kids? I mean, what about those kids in Yemen, right, that are dying? Their father, I mean, you're just watching a limp, small baby that is, it's dehydrated, it's, famished. It's just a lifeless body sitting in a crying father's, arms. And why is that child not special, right? Like, what if that was your kid? I mean, they just killed children, innocent children,
right.
And that's okay. And so anybody should wake up to that reality if they're being consistent. Like, hey, listen, that's a child. What if that was you holding your kid? What if our child is still going to grow up enslaved to a government? It will never be able to work itself out of debt because of what he did. He abandoned us. Whether you like him or not, that's the reality. And you can talk to them from where they come from. instead of just making it about like, you know, if foreign policy is not their thing, then make it about what their thing is. Everybody has an Adrian.
Yep. That's what I think, like, for our children. Oh, I just want it to be better than it is now for them. Just better than it is now for them when they are our age and have their kids.
Yeah.
I just want it to be better, you know? I want it to be moving a little quicker, you know, but not in a violent way. But I want it to be... I mean, and won't there be, what's that, compound interest kind of thing? You know, when you have more people, more libertarians who are in their exponential growth, like when you have more of them in there making those decisions, and is there a way that are we ever going to see a smaller government in our lifetime? My kid's lifetime?
I don't know, but we have to try.
Yeah.
It's like when people say, well, you know, why do you need a Second Amendment? The government has tanks. You're like, okay, so what should we do? Concede? Just give up? Like, where are my chains? Like, no, I refuse to accept that. We have to do everything we can, but what I hope people will do is feel compelled to action. That event that you weren't going to go to. That thing that you weren't going to do. Like, be like these guys. Like, these guys should be people's heroes. Like, the fact that 20-year-olds are willing to just put their life on pause and give up. I mean, this is, you know this. Like, your 20s is like where you're supposed to be having fun. And instead, they're traveling the country, you know, state by state, promoting liberty, while other people are sitting there just, you know, trying to be better than everybody else. And it's like, what? Well, think about it this way. Who's doing work? Like, why not be more like that? These people they're serious. These people should be championed. Like, I look at them and I'm like, you're all phenomenal. Every single one of these guys on these campaigns deserve all the credit in the world. They're fantastic. They should be people's heroes. Do more of that. Be more of the person that shows up. Be less of the person that has to tell everybody how great you are. No one cares. Everybody's got their problems. But like, these people, they do that. The people that actually show up, they have my respect. People that fight for something. People that can go around mirrors, those are the ones that get my respect.
You know, it's funny because when I was younger and I was talking to my dad about voting, but you didn't really talk about like who you're voting for. You know, it was... Even in our home, I still don't even really know where my parents fall. And I was an only child, but, you know, my dad said, his dad, you know, my grandpa said, you know, you're voting for the lesser of the two evils, you know, kind of thing. You know, it's like you vote for cancer or leprosy, you know, you got to pick one of them. And it's like, do you though? Like, do you? So I love, though, that, you know, more and more people are raising their families with this,
right,
in mind, that you don't have to stick to the red or the blue. You don't have to stay inside that box, kind of thing. So our kids are going to say, if they're ever interviewed on a show, they're going to say, yeah, I grew up in a liberty-minded household. You know, yes, my parents were anarchists, and you know, I love that because we're not the only ones, you know, we're not the only ones doing that. So I think there's going to be that exponential growth, that change, you know, where more and more as our children, it's going to take time, but I don't know. I would love to see it happen in my lifetime, but I know it's not going to be perfect in my lifetime, but I'm happy for my kids.
Have to be brave. They have to be.
Yeah.
And like that's the one thing is like, bravery is not just like, you know what I mean? It's like Tom Woods makes that point that like the same people that are like, we're against racism and slavery are essentially just parroting narratives from mainstream. Like, cool. Show me someone who's not, right? On any sort of statistical significantly like level, right?
Do you want a cookie for that? What the hell?
You're supposed to be.
Where's your gold star? Yeah.
What I love about us at like Yale is a lot of us, like when, you know, we're not arguing online, but when someone says something stupid like that, you know, sometimes I'll catch people because, you know, you can tell when someone's a part of the Yale network because I'll have a picture next to Ron Paul or book frame. You see it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's got the Yale background, and you'll probably get about 600 friend requests for people that have similar profile pictures. Like a picture of Thomas Massey, or you know what I'm saying?
I got a lot of those friends. I fish around in there, you know.
Yeah.
And like, you know, they'll comment like stunning and brave, you know what I mean? And just kind of like a little, like, hey, how about a little fuck you, right? You thought you're so virtuous over here. Stunning and brave, right? And what the point that Tom Woods makes is like, he's like, well, essentially, these are the same people that are parroting the mainstream consensus. They tell you that they're virtuous, but in reality, they're doing the bidding of those people that are already putting their thoughts into their head. And more than likely, what they say is like, I'm against Nazis. Great. Now, right? Like, I'm against slavery today. That's not a brave statement. Their desire to be liked and parrot popular talking points would mean that they were probably more than likely the people that back then would have supported Nazism, that would have supported slavery, because they're not the ones to buck mainstream consensus. They're not stunning and they're lazy, and they're trying to pretend they're actually worth a damn, and they're not.
They're just mimicking what they hear that's going to be, yeah.
Yeah, I'm against Nazism would be very brave in 1940s Germany.
Yeah, today in 2020.
I
Wow.
hate Nazis. A lot of the same people that say they hate Nazis will wear a hammer and sickle.
Oh, yep,
Right?
yep.
You found the one government entity that killed more people than the Nazis, and you think you're brave. Oh boy.
Yeah.
You know? I see them wear Che Guevara shirts, and like, Che Guevara personally killed family members of mine back in Cuba, and these sons of bitches will wear his shirts out on like college campuses, and I'm like, you think you're a hero, don't you?
Wow.
These people have a lot of gumption, and they think that they're against it. It's like, great, you supported a butcher. You supported so first of all, Castro's regime killed more people per capita than Hitler did in his first 6 years, and these people think that they're virtuous and brave. They're not.
How did your family get to Jersey then? I mean, how?
They're Peter Pan kids. Peter Pan was like the flight that they left from Cuba in 60s, 70s. They just had a fleet, and what's funny enough is it's either Union City, New Jersey, or Miami is where they all came from, right? Miami is the largest population, and then the second largest population is Union City, New Jersey. So for some reason, it's in Jersey. That's where the largest group of Cubans were. And funny enough, though, I went to a ex-political prisoners of Cuba. Like, they had a picnic, right? They were all political prisoners, right? And these are people that have told me stories about how the government threw them in a gulag and essentially would shove bayonets into them and twist it, right? Because they didn't agree with their politics. And they said the scariest part was that they said America's starting to feel a lot like Cuba before it turned.
Oh, shit.
Right? And that's terrifying.
That is terrifying. Oh my gosh. How far removed are you from like your family coming over? Like one generation?
I'm first generation. I'm the first like American born.
Wow.
Yeah. My mom is from La Zeta and my dad's from Havana. So.
Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. That's wild. I can't imagine. Like, you know what I mean? Like escaping, like getting out. What is he saying? Oh, they should have voted harder. Okay. He's just being silly. Christian's
That's
a
a hot war, my man. There's no vote.
Yikes. I can't even imagine, because I mean that's shit that's happening present day, like,
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, that is, I mean, there was one is what I really like about the Cuban culture is that essentially they made a warrior poet their guy to look to. His name was Jose Marti, right? So he fled Cuba, right, in order to get together a group of people that could fight back against the Spaniards for independence. And he was a poet. So he had large volumes of poetry that he did, right? Beautiful poetry too. And it was all about, and whenever you talk to a Cuban, liberty is at the tip of their tongue. They constantly talk about it. These are people who constantly suffered under horrible regimes. And he went and recruited people to fight back against the Spaniards who were shot, dead, killed in war. And so, the warrior poet, right? So that guy's all right. He's pretty cool, the warrior poet guy. I see that comment. But that's essentially who they admire. So like it's in there, right? It's I like that too. It's someone who is thoughtful and careful with words, but is also the kind of person who would die to do the right thing. And
Wow.
that's what I feel like a couple of us have to do. We should also ask ourselves, at what point do we just say no more, right? And everybody should at least try to identify at what point, what would have to happen. Would it Some people have tipping points. Would it be blue helmets marching down our streets? Is it occupation? Is it this occupation? Like, I'm sure you guys have seen like the get inside, and then they start shooting at these people. That's an occupation. When they start rolling down tanks down your street, and there's a platoon of men marching down in military gear down your street, at what point do you say enough? And if you can still fight back and still have a peaceful resolution rather than a hot war, at what point do you say, I think I should get involved?
Yeah.
It's not enough to be virtuous anymore. We should be compelled to action.
Right.
People need to do things, like for real. Like they legitimately should not be able to get away with doing nothing. People have to get up, they have to get out of bed, they have to do the uncomfortable things because, we're not winning. They're not on our side. We're dealing with cattle, and we're dealing with people who love their chains. So we have to go out there and do so. These guys are my heroes. I love them.
Diego, we are blessed to have you and the people that you're working with. Seriously.
Yeah, thanks for bringing them on.
Yes, I'm so glad I got to see their faces and see some of the people in the chats. What you guys are doing is really something special, and it makes me want to do more, Yeah,
it makes me want to do more, Like I'm telling you, like most people would feel deflated and give up with one day's worth of work these guys do and the problems that they have to overcome, right? Let alone how many people I actually talk to were like, yeah, I'm about it. I'm like, cool. Can you get to Missouri? They're like, nah, man, I'm in Kansas. And I know people that'll come from Maine.
Like, wait a second.
And it's
wow.
Okay. And you can talk to someone who's in there's people in the UK that actually want to get working visas so that they can come fight for this. And there's people that can't from Missouri, right?
Yep. They can't.
So
I know. Yeah, they can't make it. Yep. Can't cross the border.
Can't do it. It's not my problem. That's over there in Missouri. That's a forever ago country. I don't deal with that.
Right? It's like, I gotta clean out my closet and wash my hair. So.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
We don't need them. I don't waste my time with them, and no one should either. And like when they're out there telling, and like here's what I say, like these people, when they come around and they want to like be like, yeah, like this is like, hey, weren't you that guy that didn't show up to a campaign? Oh yeah, I remember you. All right, I gotta go, and just politely say goodbye. Be like, I don't have time for you. You didn't have time for us.
Right. Dude, I mean, you're moving on. You're moving. Yeah, you can't just come back to the guy who's like, oh, hey, well, I'm here now.
I mean, we kind of think of like the revolution as like everybody came together and the entire bell curve came together to do the, the system. And it's not true. It's existed on the margins, and the margins just have to be louder and more brave and willing to grind it harder than anybody else and take responsibility for what happens and deal with the consequences of that too. It won't be pretty, but it's margins that change things. And you got to stop thinking that I'm going to change the entire world and just say, I just need to get the right people in the right places and maybe we can do this right. That's it. They'll come along because they're cattle. As people, they're still cattle, and they'll finally just agree with you one day, and they'll think they came up with it themselves. That's the beautiful part is they'll take the words right out of your mouth from years ago and then think that they thought that thing themselves. And that's okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Cool. You're on our side. Great. Love it.
Yeah.
But people on the margins should have to be the one to, to do it. Take the chances. If you're already at this level of understanding and you already know what you know, it's not enough to acquiesce. Now's not a good time to take a knee.
So can people message you directly, like on your Facebook page or is there a different group that they can talk to you? Because I see some people have questions in the comments, and I wanted to let anyone know who wants to reach out to you, if that's, you had mentioned that.
Yes.
Okay.
Reach out to me. Like I said, my phone stays on. You can call me whenever. I am available on Facebook. I don't care. Like if you want to get involved in any sort of way, in any sort of capacity, and there's no limit. The diversity of tactics, right? Um, you have things to do in your life too. And I wouldn't ask you to just give up your entire life to do it. There's things that you can do, and you should.
Everyone
And
can play a role, no matter how big or small.
absolutely. I mean, think about it. What if you have children that are 19, 20 years old? Why wouldn't you put them in front of us to help them? Why wouldn't you say like, hey, you know what might be good for you? One of these deployments. Why don't you go? Or say, hey, maybe I don't have kids, but maybe I can donate some time or money or whatever it is. I'm just trying to think outside the box here. Like, you can do things. Like well, I guess I can't do this, so we're good. Fuck it, I'll just sit here. You know what I mean? Like that dog. This is fine.
Oh, the dog on the nail. I'm okay with it. Oh,
It's a dog
the
in
meme.
the fire.
Oh, the meme. I was thinking the dog on the nail, like, who keeps whining about stuff but doesn't change it. But yeah, the meme dog. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine.
So yeah, and there's so many things you can do, and like there's so many people that are involved, and like that's one of the reasons I love these events too, is that I get to see people that I've worked with in the past, people that are connected to the movement, the people we have on our side. That again, like I'm in politics to destroy politics. I'm not in politics to better myself or make money or whatever the fuck it is. I hate the system, and I want to watch it fucking burn. You know what I mean? And I don't understand how we're not in pitchforks and torches, dragging these people out of DC like Frankenstein's monster, right? But until then, we have to go out there and fight. And I love seeing these people. Like the people in this movement are beautiful. Like they care, they show up, they're encouraging. There's always those weird people, you know what I mean? Like even back in like Ron Paul's days, like, the people for Ron Paul that shouldn't be for Ron Paul, right? There's always going to be like those people, but they're very few. Most people you'd actually want to have a conversation with. It's kind of cool to, again, be in an entire room where people are chanting, end the Fed and President Paul, right? And for a lot of people that are like, politics is evil, cool. Where'd you come from? Oh, I came from the Ron Paul movement. Oh, fuck, did you? I wonder what he did, right? Right? We can't get a message through politics. Really? How'd you get to this movement? Oh, Ron Paul. Oh, okay. Fuck me.
Yeah. Tell me who he is again.
Politics doesn't work. We have to win the culture. Who greatly influenced libertarian culture?
Yeah.
Congressman, congressional, presidential candidate. What the fuck was his name? Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Ron fucking Paul.
Yeah.
Right?
I know. I love when they're like, "Oh, he's unelectable," or "He's too old," or this or that. And I'm like, "Who is running right now? Tell me who." I can't even understand how people said any of that about him. Look at what's happening right now. Right now, lightning in a bottle.
I invite anybody that's like who misses the Ron Paul like energy, who can just like feel compelled to action, is like get around one of these events, like mobilize, even these campaigns. Like these people mean it, and like they're so filled with energy and passion, and they really believe in what they believe, and like when you get around them, it's contagious.
It is.
Like every year is like we're bringing back that energy, and like it's
amazing.
We're before we were like a campus organization, right? We did a lot of stuff that other people do, but there's like college Republicans, there's TPUSA, there's all this bullshit, right? But when we got involved in politics, like you really start to get the sense that we're actually doing something and moving the ball forward. And now I say, we speak softly and carry a gigantic fucking stick, right? Like we're actually out there going for heads of, of all these horrible people. And I'm okay with that. And that energy is real. And like, get around that. Come to Mobilize, experience this. You will come back energized. I promise. Like that is a sincere promise. You can't be at this event and not just be through the roof when you're done.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. I should probably go to bed. I should probably like have a snack and then go put myself to bed
it's almost
because it's
1 in the
almost
morning
1
here.
Oh my God. Oh,
This-
I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry.
We do
Hell
this.
no. I would keep talking to you, seriously, but I'm like 4 beers in, so which is not bad for me. I
Oh.
mean, that's actually really good. I'm usually
Yeah,
at
usually
this
I'm drinking
point-
4 Locos.
Yeah, at this point I'm usually further in, so but I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be better. So will you come back again and talk to us about stuff and like let us know how things are going?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Okay.
like, there's so many interesting people, more interesting than me. I'm like, whatever. But like, there's some seriously like super like just fascinating people throughout this whole movement that like people should really get to know. Like, I think that every single one of these people that's sitting around this house right now, they've all been kind of like watching from afar. But these people are super interesting, and the stories they have are like really worth telling, and they're way more fascinating than I am. You know what I mean? I'm just like, okay, I work in an office. These guys are out there. Like, these guys, they should be champions.
I would love to hear from all of them too and get to know them and hear their stories and how they came to Liberty and
Great.
yeah.
And to the people out in Vegas, the people out in Kansas, the people out in Missouri, all over in Texas and Dallas, right? Like, all of these people right now on these campaigns right now. Like, one, if you guys are watching, I love you all to pieces, and I want the world to know just how special you guys are, and you deserve the world. Thank you. That's for them if you're watching, and I know they are. So I love you guys.
Oh, that's so great. I love you guys
Very
too.
exciting.
Seriously,
Yeah.
like thanks for doing what you're doing because I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here. That's what I'm doing.
I remember that. Fuck, his name slipped my mind. The president of Yale. When he came
Cliff
in,
Maloney.
Cliff Maloney, and he was at a function when he came on. He was only on for like 5 minutes or something like that. But we could barely hear him because he was just surrounded with people and everybody's chanting and all the energy there. That was,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Was it Build the Bench? Is that what
Build
it
the
was?
Bench.
Build the Bench.
But we didn't know what he was saying, and I'm like, is he saying build a fence?
I was like, it can't be the fence.
I was waving in the background.
What?
Remember, there was someone waving the flag. There was a flag in the background.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
you in the background?
No, that's my flag. That's my region. That was the coastal
Oh my gosh.
region. Go to the YouTube for YAL. Look up some of those recaps. You'll notice that the flag is black and gold.
Oh yeah.
And not only that, but you might have seen some of the Facebook frames where it says his name was Duncan Lemp, or it might say fight for something, and it has a black and gold big igloo flag. That's also a flag that I put out there too. So you might be seeing that. So
That's so
I don't know if it's on my profile picture too. Is it has the big igloo flag, and it's black and gold, and it's got igloo with stars around it, and then 6 gold hibiscus stripes. So
fantastic. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Where can people get the frames? Where can they go to?
Just Google the Liberty Belt, or yeah. So if you Google the Liberty Belt, which is after that, my Facebook group that I just made randomly, right?
Mhm.
But funny enough, like really interesting people in there, and you can just search Liberty Belt. It'll pop up on Facebook, and
Okay.
people can even flags. People can purchase them too. I had enough people reach out to me too that said, "Where can I get one of those big igloo flags?" And I was like, "I guess I got to start making it." And so I would just have people vet on me. So yeah,
And
like
that's
the
belt, BELT.
Liberty Belt. Yeah, so type in Liberty Belt into the Facebook searches for the frames, and you'll find it. And there's 3 options. There's 2 that say fight for something. One's black, one's in gold. And then there's one that says his name was Duncan Lemp, because I think we should all know what those tyrants did to that innocent guy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good night, Tim. Good night, Jacob. Oh my. Yes, I'm going to check that out. I am. And everybody here too. Go.
Yeah, you're gonna get some messages.
I think
seen people
so.
saying.
I will, if I'm swamped, I will still put contact.
I know you have a bunch to do.
State fairs, I have several state fairs, even in this house. There's so many people that will gladly take the time to help you become a better you, to help you put you in the right direction, and make sure that you can do exactly what you want to do. And they love doing what they do, so they'll be more than happy to get. You're not bothering anyone.
That's yes, and to say like for especially like
Yeah, you're not-
my own
anxiety.
anxiety, like I'd be like,
Reach
oh, I'm
out.
so nervous.
No, the opposite. I'll feel more offended if people don't reach out.
So reach out because he's going to be mad if you don't.
I'm gonna be mad.
Oh, Garrett's already, he's found the group. Oh,
Let me
good night, Michaela. Thanks for your time, Diego. This was wonderful. Come back, talk to us, bring all your people on. We want to meet everybody. My kid's monitor's already beeping. Holy moly.
It's bedtime.
This went by so fast. This was so fun. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Have a great
Appreciate
night. Yeah. Good night. And good night to everybody who's around you too.
Yep.
Our heroes. The real heroes.
Right.
Bye-bye. Oh, that was so fun. That was a great time. Thanks everyone for hanging out with us. And for Diego for hanging out. My kid's monitor is low on battery, so it's going to start making loud beeping sounds. So, yeah, good night to everybody. Yes, good night. Good night, Garrett. I got to check out that Facebook group. Mandy, you just got here. Oh, you're in it. Okay. Oh, I had goosebumps so many times tonight. Like, it just felt like Ron Pauly. It felt Ron Pauly to me. Like,
I like the energy, and I like that it felt kind of like a maybe a words are escaping me now. You know, like hyped up his own group. You know, him being up there in front of being able to tell everybody in one place.
Like
how
getting
he
them
feels about
fired
them.
up. Yeah, getting them fired up. Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Like okay.
Liberty
Yep.
Belt.
Um.
You just check Facebook for Liberty Belt.
Yeah. Joel, you had a very interesting evening. I'm so
exciting.
glad that you went over to your neighbor's house. I'm so glad to hear that you went over. You're
And
a
it went
hero.
well.
Yep, for realsies.
Sorry,
man,
I don't think we're
could
gonna
all,
do
like,
a after party.
Not
It's
tonight
1 in the
because it's
morning.
already 1 in the morning. Yes.
Thanks for hanging out, Betsy.
Thanks, Betsy. I'm so glad that you were here and commented it and got to yeah.
That's what we're
got
here
to
for.
talk. I think Betsy and a small wombat were chatting about books and reading and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's the monitor. Just ignore the beeping sound. I hope to see you guys back on Friday when we next Friday. It's going to be July next Friday. Brace yourselves. It's going to be
so
July
weird.
3rd. I can't believe it. Nope. It'll be July 2nd. Will it be? What the hell?
Okay.
Click the calendar, Dave, so I know when we're coming back.
To what?
Click, just so I know when we're coming back.
What do you
Because
mean?
it's already after midnight, so it'll be July 3rd. Yeah, that's right. A week from today is July 4th. Summer, slow down.
I should go get some fireworks.
Seriously, summer needs
So I
to
can
slow
celebrate
down.
my freedom with a mask on. Government mandated mask. Yes, we'll see you Tuesday.
yes.
I'll probably be drinking again by then. This is so weird being sober at the end of a stream. I think I did it once. It was that time when I tried the
Kratom.
Kratom and Mary didn't let me drink.
I feel weird because I'm drunk and Dave's not.
Yeah.
Like, this is weird. Yes, Tuesday will be in LNPM. Herb Master. Is it Herb or Herb Master? Herbie? Herbie Master.
I think the
Herb
name is
Master.
Herb, unless he is the Herb Master.
Yeah, it could be the Herb Master. Mobilize sounds amazing. It's super duper does. Seriously, like, yeah. But
Freedom Day.
it really sounds. I need that in my life. Like, I really feel like I need that in my life.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too. I have no energy for it.
I need to go
probably-
to mobilize.
Yeah, I just been drinking water and some cola, some Diet Cola.
You have no energy to drink drinks?
No, for 4th of July. Like,
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
not feeling it this year. You don't deserve it. You guys gave away our freedom. Just hand it over.
We don't deserve.
We don't deserve fireworks.
I'll just sit around and watch the neighbors. Everybody shoots off.
It is
Yeah.
a herb.
Herb. Okay. Thank you.
It's just you're so trained to say herb when you see H.
Yeah, like herb.
You usually get
Just
laughed
say
at
it
when
lightly.
I say herb. Not that I'm making fun of the name. It's just
No,
like
it's silent, but Herbie Hancock is
Wait a
a
minute, come
legend,
on, bro.
of course.
I look like
Yeah, I didn't want to because I saw Herb Master. I was like, oh, maybe.
I thought it was the name. See,
Yeah.
now I am dumb.
You're not dumb.
No, I'm dumb.
No, you're
This
not.
proves it. This was the last straw.
Oh, babe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Herb.
Herb. Do people say herbs?
Well,
When they're talking
if
about
you get
like
laughed at.
no herbs like
Yeah, you say herbs.
you say herbs. Maybe other people say herbs like.
If they're saying it wrong.
My eye is red. Oh my gosh, what is going on? All right,
It's
I'm
time for
obviously
bed.
tired. I'm super tired. Good night, everybody. I love you so much. Can't wait to hang out with you again. Thanks again to Diego for coming on. This was fantastic. Really got me fired up. Lots of goosebumps and just feel good
Whoever was
moments.
sitting in Twitch all night. Thanks for being here.
Yes. Love you guys.
Herb. Night. Okay, I'll see you.
Good night.
I don't like your T-Series. Nothing personal, kid. But I must go all out. Just this once. Bob's or Vagana, whichever will it be. Set the fuck down, T-Series. I'm here to spill the real tea. You're trying to dethrone me from spot on number one, but you in the year you lose. So best think you haven't won. When I'm through with you, we're gonna be completely fucking done. Cause we only just begun. I review you. Zero vibe is gone. So come on, T-Series. Looking hungry for some drama. Here, let me serve you bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. T-Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. Look at T-Series, they just crying for their mama. Bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. T-Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. T-Series just whip himself in their pajamas. So who the hell is Bob and why you wanna kiss him? Ew. I'm a blue-eyed white dragon while you're just dark magician. Oof. You got a fifth of the population in your nation, but I got 9-year-olds, the world's a whole, your defecation. Oops, multipatlo, what the fuck is that even supposed to mean? Your language sounds like it come from a mumble rap community. No papa, yes papa, Johnny. Now down all of the sugar and let's throw this fucking party with some bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. Look at T-Series, they just crying for their mama. Bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. T-Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. Look at T-Series, they just wet in their pajama. Bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. T-Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna. You got a population of 1.32 billion, but most your videos can't seem to hit even a million.
Magic potty baby, your bottle's all done. It's potty training time, will be so much fun. I help you with your training dance, you make me so proud. Your potty feels like magic, then it flushes out loud.
It's fun to help Magic Potty Baby learn to use her potty. Flush and you're ready for next time.
Magic potty baby, I'm so glad that you're mine.
Magic Potty Baby and her Magic Potty. No water, no mess. Batteries not included.